So, welcome to Chasing the Sun. Did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did
It
you
was
reckon?
lively, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Not half, man.
Yeah.
Drinking champagne at that time in the morning, I wasn't
Yeah.
too sure. You better bring the mic closer
Yeah.
to you, mate. So, a lot of people have known the products that I promote regularly, the Health Kitchen, THK, comes from Ben. Ben is a school friend that I went to, William Ellis. We had various classes together. Mainly DT and art is probably the most memorable ones.
We had media studies, I remember that. Remember Mr. Swallow?
Media studies, how apt. Now we find ourselves on a podcast.
Yeah.
So I guess we should do a little bit of background how we know each other. So obviously we know each other from secondary school. So we both went to William Ellis in Highgate Road. Both grew up in Kentish Town.
Yeah.
Did you do the whole Kentish Town tally ho? No. I did Swains Lane, darling. Did you do? What was the one in Amsterdam that everyone used to go to?
The what is that called? King of Bohemia.
Yeah, that
King
one.
Of
Did you
Bohemia.
do that one?
Yeah, of course I did.
Of course you did. That's more your cup of tea.
Yeah. I went up the hill instead of down the hill.
No, say no more.
But then, what was there? There was Tally-O straight over to the Forum, wasn't it? That was standard.
That was our one, man.
Saturday night.
Oh, they were the days, man.
Yeah.
Can't beat the Forum. Did you do ballroom?
Of course I did.
Yeah, ballroom, opera house.
Opera house, of course I
Yeah,
did.
that was like.
Opera house was the late night one. You used to come out of the Forum.
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
It's like,
in the cabs up to Tottenham.
Oh, they were wrong.
Mate.
And then it'd be the bagel shop afterwards.
Yeah.
Trying to get a sherbet, man. It's all gone now, I think.
Opera house was a mad one because it was like everything went on in there next door to a police station, wasn't it? It was mad.
That was mad.
Yeah.
Then big bouncers as well. They didn't
mess
muck
about, did they?
No. And it was the old geezer on the door. Everyone knew him.
There was their father and son, weren't they?
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Was it?
The old boy and his son.
Oh.
And I remember I was in the toilets there once having a wee.
Oh yeah, having
a wee.
That old chestnut.
That old chestnut. And one of the bouncers come in and had the ump with the fella having the wee next to me, and I sort of stood back against the wall. And what he did for the next couple of minutes, I had nightmares about.
Serious?
Like, yeah.
Just
I thought
went to work on him.
Yeah, I thought I ain't coming up here again.
No, not for me. I'm going back up to the King of Bohemia where I belong.
I'm staying in
Do
Amsterdam.
you remember Babushka?
Babushka,
Yeah, that was a nice one, man. That was the only reason I went up
around
the hill.
the corner.
Yeah, and Maxwell's.
That's a Wagamama's now. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Maxwell's,
Maxwell's,
they had the little
remember?
bar in there.
Yeah.
100%.
I remember we went up there once, man, and I remember a plant, like one of the trees coming out. They didn't let us in because we was like the riffraff from Kentish. And they were like, no, not tonight, gents.
It was mad, didn't it? Because that was a restaurant, and you had to treat it like a nightclub, go out in twos, and like try and get in the bar. Good days.
So since school, what did you like? I mean, I didn't do too well my GCSEs. You
Me
probably
neither.
did. No, didn't you?
Not
No.
really,
I
no.
got a C in art, and that was like my. I mean, if my employer's watching, obviously I did. I got 5 to 7 A to C's, but but art was my kind of subject. Or at least that's what I told myself. I thought I'd be better at DT than I was.
Creative type.
Creative
type.
Just lazy, man. I was a D to E student, man. I just didn't really. It was just one of them ones that has the potential but could do better. Never really applied myself.
So many kids are like that. So many. I did a GCSE a year early. I did Spanish a year early, and then I did 10, and I got 8 C's, an A and an E. So I was that typical kid who just didn't pay attention and just coasted through it. You know, and used to drive my mum mad. Never did homework.
What did you get the A in?
Art.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh amazing.
Yeah, art, and I got.
We had a good little bunch, man. Ian was really good at art as well, and he still does bits now. Like,
I've seen the portraits.
And you're still good friends with Ian, aren't you?
Yeah, I see him all the time. I was with him the other night.
And, I follow his brother as well, man. His brother's like some kind of bodybuilder, Jackie,
into bodybuilding,
man. He's like smashed it, man. He looks like fucking Superman.
Bodybuilders are so, like, because I've worked in gyms so many years. Bodybuilders are some of the most sort of regimented people you'll ever meet. Everything is on a clock. And their whole life is run like that, so they're a certain character. And he's obviously like that.
He was talking about that yesterday. He said like you might see McDonald's and me levering it of late because he's like been out quite a lot. But McDonald's, like, because he's been going to McDonald's, and people probably think, how do you stay in the? But he said like 80% of the time he is like you sound regimented. It'll
be in the. I mean, I know Ian, I don't know his younger brother, but he will be in the gym regimented.
Who, Ian or his
his younger brother? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing all that stuff. He's banging shape.
Yeah.
He will be training regimented. There'll be no breaks, no days
every
off.
day.
Yeah, he'll be doing something every day. He'll be, he'll be following a regime.
Yeah.
Systematically, and you have to have a certain personality for that. He'll be eating
Really?
on the clock.
Like
He'll be training on the clock. Yeah. Which I have great respect for people that do that, man, because that's a big skill to have.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. You've got to turn your life over to it.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So when you came out of school, what did you go and do? Like, how long was it? Did you do like for me, I went into retail, for example, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Wanted to be a Ghostbuster till I was like
Still
8 years old. Yeah. Till I was and I just saw there's a new trailer for the next one. I was like, oh my god, like
I'm made up about that.
Yeah. And then once I discovered that I couldn't be a Ghostbuster, I was genuinely gutted. I was like, what the fucking hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
And it was just like, so I just went into retail like everybody else. Like, what did you do when you came out of school?
Yeah, I was a weird one. It's like, I was in school, art and sports were my two things my whole life, I was a bit of an all-rounder as a kid. I played all sports.
Tom Wayne was like that as well, wasn't he, man? I used to admire he was just good at everything.
Yeah, all-rounder.
Yeah.
I was an all-rounder, probably not quite as good as him.
No, but he was like thing, and like
I think
was his mum German?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
because
they're very like, what I mean? And I think she was quite active, and when you got that conditioning of a kid, hence why I'm really trying to be a better dad for the kids to like. Because at the moment they just want to be on their iPads, and I was like that to a certain extent. Loved computer games, loved arcades. But when you've got that as your parents are quite, and 9 times out of 10 you turn out like your parents. And I'm kind of trying to break that mold. Not that my mum or dad were failures, but I just want to exceed that kind of level of success. Do you know
it's
what
funny
I mean?
you say that, because my old man ran his own business his whole life, and I've worked for myself since I was 19.
Oh wow!
So
what were you? So from 19, what were you doing?
Well, I left school. I either wanted to be a cartoonist.
Yeah.
That was when I was a kid. I was just cartoons, man. I used to draw them all day long.
We had a thing in school where people, I think, remember Charlie Russell? And,
a
few of them, they used to have their own. I think they were all bang into X-Men, and they used to do their own comics and stuff.
There was a kid in the year below us. I've got a mad memory like this.
Yeah, you have. Like every time I've asked you when we've done research for this, who was our teacher for so and so, you've nailed it.
Yeah.
So you're amazing.
I should be a policeman, shouldn't I? Like FBI or something. But there was a kid below us called Su Lai. I never knew him. He was a Chinese kid. The drawings he used to be able to do were like photographs.
Oh really?
I used to look at all this stuff. We did life drawing on a Saturday morning. We used to go in and draw naked people. And and he was in the class, and it was like photographs. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing how they like. Some people have got that ability.
It's talent, mate.
Yeah, and it always makes me think how we get the skill set we do.
Yeah.
Like already, I'm noticing Albert is a lot like me, where he's more information based, where Sydney's more of a doer, and he doesn't like. I mean, Jade's a little bit like that. I mean, she's very good at both, but Sydney is. He's a shit kicker. Like he's going to be like a builder or a plumber or like a tradesman. Do you know what I mean?
Better play though, isn't it? It's as long as they're in. I've got a daughter now. She's
I saw, man.
months, and
beautiful.
Thanks, man. And she's I'm very keen that I think a lot of kids get lost in like the school system, the systematic sort of. It don't suit every kid.
No.
And everyone's got something to offer. Do you know what I mean? So I'm very keen to just watch her like a hawk and things she's interested in. If she shows a passion for something, she genuinely enjoys it, then I'm behind her with that all the way.
Wow.
And
that's good, man. That's what I'm trying to teach the kids as well. You can be anything, and you just need to be. And this is another thing where school is not as important as it's built up to be. Do you know what I mean?
It's a controversial statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is.
Nah, I'm saying to the kids now, because I don't want to get them to get stressed and stuff. You can come out of school with no GCSEs unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or one of them ones where you have to go and do A levels and stuff. But if you look at entrepreneurship, for example, you don't need qualifications. You just need that work ethic.
Mate, you need passion.
Yeah, and you need life skills and the ability to be able to build networks and you know, that rapport and stuff. And you could tell who was going to go on to be entrepreneurs from the people that sold sweets in the playground.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to do the wham bars.
No, did you? Well, there you go. So look, it's not a million miles away from the protein cookies.
Yeah,
you know?
it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I remember I used to buy them in the shop in Lismore Circus. I used to go in. It was a Usual Suspects. Used to buy them off me as well, wasn't it? And then my mum goes to me like, "What are you up to with this?" And then she took me cash and carry.
Oh, really? Yeah, we'll do it properly.
Yeah,
Don't buy it from the shop.
Yeah,
get a proper markup.
And then I used to walk down to McDonald's on my lunch break. I used to buy a chicken sandwich, and it was like 80p or something like that. And I should walk back and I said, remember James Martin?
Yeah.
You should sell it to him for £2 every
Serious?
day. Used to make a nugget on the.
Amazing. Even though it's cold by the time you got back.
Yeah, he was waiting for me to come back.
And that's what I was talking about this morning, between brand and convenience. So by you bringing it to him, you made £1.20.
Yeah.
Doubled your money and you've made 40p profit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I don't know, man. It was just always.
Yeah, it's just in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your dad's business?
PR, music.
Oh really?
Yeah. He started off as like my family from up north, and he sort of made his way slowly down to London as a journalist.
Yeah.
And then started working in music, started working in PR.
Wow.
When PR was like quite a little part of the industry.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little department in the company.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it went boom on its head. PR became.
Everything. Yeah, public relations, especially with social media now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's massive.
So he instantly became, you know, a pretty important fella. Had his own business.
Wow.
And then so I grew up in that environment, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, my dad helps me with Health Kitchen now. We sort of kind of do it together.
Oh, amazing.
I was having a big chat with him yesterday just about business, and you know, I now understand all the times he used to come home fuming.
Yeah.
And I'd avoid him in the house and all that, and I just think, old man's well moany and all that.
Yeah.
I understand now, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
there's all of the obstacles that you come up against.
mate, every day, man. Just running your own thing, the obstacles, the hurdles.
Yeah. So what were you? So going back to the question, when you 19, what did you start doing then?
Well,
where you were self-employed, and then how long did it take you to get into kind of the fitness industry, and then how did THK, you know, kind of where did the idea come from?
I mean, it's my whole sort of fitness journey is it started, my dad always trained, sat me in the gym.
Oh, again,
in the
so
corner,
you come from the conditioning from your parents.
Absolutely,
that's amazing.
man. He used to sit me in the corner of the gym, and I used to sit there watching him and his mates work out, trying to, you know, I want to get involved, and he'd sit me back down. So I had that environment. I used to swim, one of the sports I used to do, and then I became a swimming teacher when I was like 15.
Wow.
In the weekends, decent money.
Oh, amazing.
And then at the same time, I did an art foundation course. Me and John Ronan, remember John?
Big John.
Yeah, we were doing art together. So I had that going on side by side, and I thought I went to finish the art foundation. Went to an interview at university to do graphics.
Wow.
Sat there.
Yeah.
Thought I can get into sports. My mate on the side who was swimming teacher with me was going, you know, you're a skinny little one. You've got to get in the gym.
Yeah.
So that was going on the side.
Yeah.
Then I thought. Graphics, cartoonist, sports, and then it was my old man. Sat down with him, and he just said, "Do what you enjoy, man."
Yeah.
And I thought.
And then where did you take it from there? What you just you did your PT qualification?
Did my PT qualification, and this is in the days as well, like when it was a much smaller industry. It hadn't quite boomed yet.
Yeah.
And I did my PT qualification, went and got a job in the gym, and the way it worked then is you worked in the gym, you clean the equipment, you help people out, and you earned the right to PT on top of that.
Oh really?
So
it was like a thing, where you kind of...
You know the way footballers say, we used to clean boots?
Yeah.
That's how I am. I'm like, I used to have to scrub equipment, man, to be able to PT.
You can't just walk in as a PT.
No, with an Instagram page and say I'm a PT.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really did like hard yards for like 3-4 years.
Wow.
You know, some nights
And where was this? Was this local to you?
Esporta. Now it's Virgin in the O2 Centre.
Oh yeah, I know it.
So
I've not been to that one, but is it a nice one?
Yeah. So I was grafting in there. Like a Wednesday night, I'd shut the gym at 10:30. I'd open it up on a Thursday at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to kit there.
Oh really?
That's how it was. I used to lay a mat down and kit there.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Jump in the showers in the morning. So that's how it was. And then you earned the right to PT, and then you really like learnt your craft.
Yeah. And how was it there? Was it one of them ones where you have to pay them rent and?
At the time, the client would pay the gym, and you'd get your cut out of it. So it's a very different model than what gyms do now. But I loved it, man. You know, I lived in a gym.
Of course, you train all the time. You're around it. You're in the environment.
Mate,
then you practice what you preach.
Yeah. And you really. This is the thing now. Is like that. It's too much sort of entitlement. You know, going in, earning money straight away, being a PT. No one's the people. I get loads of people come and ask me, I want to be a PT.
Yeah.
The main thing you have to get good at, man, is just psychology. Getting the skills to get into people's minds.
Yeah.
Learning how to motivate them, how to get them where they want to be, because everyone's different.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I started my PT studies, when I was like, when I started to really love working out, and it took me a while to kind of get there through affirmations, and it was like, how do I get paid to work out? And I was thinking PTing. So the other thing I wanted to do was get experience of one-to-one kind of like...
It's a skill, man.
Yeah, it's like coaching, because I want to do the consistency coaching. Yeah. And I was thinking, I need to do my PT studies before I can do that. And then I was just like, do you know what? I've kind of accomplished enough to kind of then just put myself out there, and other people have kind of bought into me, which I've been really lucky.
The only thing about you, your journey's genuine.
Yeah.
I've watched it, and that's people buy into that.
Yeah.
They buy into a genuine message, a genuine journey. They can relate to it.
Yeah.
Problem with Instagram and things like that now is so people think it's motivating from it's so demotivating.
Yeah.
People are starting at square -100.
Yeah,
and they're looking at unattainable people.
Yeah, and they're looking at like things and they got 100,000 followers.
Yeah,
and it's just,
six packs and you know, it's unattainable for most people in that immediate. So they think it's motivating them, but it's demotivating them like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. So you need to micromanage your expectations and take each step at a time.
Yeah.
Like that's why we got in contact, because I was watching you do your thing, and you were doing all the right stuff. So you were just implementing habits daily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good ones, fundamentals. Implementing them daily. Not thinking about what I can't do.
Yeah.
That'll drive you mad.
Yeah.
Just think about positive habits, implement them, and then just build on that every day. And how much weight you lost now?
I think about 6 stone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's massive for a lot of people.
You
know, they step foot in the gym and they want to lose weight, and a month later they've lost all hope.
Yeah. This is the other thing, because we're in this place now of instant gratification.
Yeah.
You know, especially with, you know, and rightly so, they're now being kind of scrutinised for it. These teas and these pills and these shakes and and it's all about
that's criminal.
Losing as much weight as quickly as possible, where my thing is like fall in love with the journey and the results will come. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not really fussed about the weight, it's more about how I look. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really counting because every time I try and do that, where I'm now doing weightlifting, you never really know where you're at. So now I kind of go by how I feel and how I look.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of can tell the difference, rather than looking at the scales and then getting demotivated because you put weight on, but you feel a lot better and your belt is, you know what I mean? So
the best way to do it, man, is focusing on your physical weight, which is all that is your relation to the floor.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
Yeah,
it's just a number.
And it's mad how thingy we are, right? You know, how fixate and how much of our self-worth, or especially when you're in a position like I am and I'm trying to lose weight, for example, where it's not really the weight I'm interested in, it's like body fat and appearance and, you know, clothes fitting me properly. You know, for me to be able to get into a double XL, that was like my goal, because I was having to shop at Ralph Lauren big and tall. I was like, I want to be able to go into a normal shop and, you know, and buy straight off and I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
So like when we went to the States, for example, and I was like, don't need to go in the big and tall section. For me, it was like a big accomplishment,
you
know?
Man. Yeah, no, you should be super proud, because 6 stone's massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But before we were chatting about it, I was watching you, because this is what I do for a living, man.
Yeah,
so I was watching
course.
you embark on this journey. And I was thinking, he's doing everything that I would tell him to do. He's not focusing on his weight, even though that's a factor.
Yeah, of course.
You monitor it, but you're not focusing on it. You're focusing on how you feel, how you look, how your clothes fit.
Yeah.
And then implementing the foundations every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you build on that, do you know what I mean? So you're moving more.
Yeah.
That's a massive one. Reducing your calorie intake.
Yeah.
These are real fundamentals. Don't worry about giving things up. Don't worry about stuff you shouldn't do. Focus on those big fundamentals.
Yeah.
And then everything else, and it's a journey. So once you get them implemented, you build on it. And that's how you reach where you want to be and stay there.
Yeah. Oh, this is the other thing, is I wanted it to be a lifestyle change rather than just losing weight, and then once I'm there, then, you know, to take it for granted. I really you know, I guess one of my affirmations is about I'm really enjoying exercise and I feel so much better for it. And I was saying that long before I was actually doing it. So I literally had to tell myself, and I tell everybody that I kind of work with, how much mindset and telling yourself something before you can actually do it is, you know, and it's about seeing yourself doing it, like visualization, stuff like that, and it makes the journey so much easier, because when you try and reach for something dodgy or trying to get yourself out of bed to go and run, because you've reprogrammed your subconscious, it makes that action so much easier. But it is putting in that groundwork to begin with.
That's it. And once you flip into that mentality, you almost become like laser focused. Do you know what I mean? And then all the things that would pull you away and you know, take you off track becomes much easier to manage. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all human. We're all going to get our off days and down days. You know what I mean?
100%, of course. And that's what I try and be honest with. Do you know what I mean? But even then, you know, you still get other people that feel you should be doing more, and then I'm just like, I've got to unfollow. People start indirecting me and stuff, and I'm just like, and then especially when I'm like feeling emotional about it already, and then I just fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
The worst thing on Instagram's a classic one. The worst thing is if someone stands there with a six pack and goes, "Look at me," so listen to what I say. It don't work like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like so many factors play a part. The best for PTs, the best PTs are the ones that take their own ego and everything to the sides. It's not about them. It's not about how they look, how they feel. And you focus on that person, what motivates them, where they want to go, how they want to do it. There's many moving parts to it. And that's the real skill being a PT. You have to juggle all this information.
I bet.
Do you know what I mean? And just guide that person through.
And of course everyone's different as well. So the motivators are so different. So I guess it's about finding what works for somebody.
That's the first thing you need to do. Do you know what I mean? You speak to them and you let them talk.
Just listen,
ask them
see
about
what their
themselves.
hot buttons are.
And see like
why they want to do it, what their motivators are.
And the motivators are a big one, because that differs everyone. Someone might have a wedding. Or, you know, I do. Some of the most focused people I've worked with are people with a definitive goal. It's with a date. So it's a wedding. But when you start moving into like actors, actresses, and sports people, you know, boxers, they've got a fight to get ready for. You won't get someone more focused than them. Do you know what I mean? I've got
4 minutes left on that one, and then I'll change the batteries. So you got into PT, and so you started to, where this was still Finchley, so you started building up a clientele there. That was just from people coming through the door. Man, just working away, just doing a good job with each person, and it builds. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, you meet so many interesting, wacky people. I bet.
It's a great job.
And it's really good, that one, because it's right on the cusp of Hampstead, so you probably get a lot of people that come down.
Hampstead, West Hampstead, you know.
It's Swiss Cottage, it's like really, and then Golders Green, When
I worked there as well, there weren't too many gyms. That was the
main one.
That was the big boy in the area. You know what I mean?
Wicked. So you've probably got a good clientele coming up from there. And how long are you still there now, or you're somewhere else now?
I'm down in the Fitness Mosaic now, which is Chalk Farms, bang opposite the Roundhouse.
Oh really?
So I've always just worked here. I've run my own business. I just need a venue to do it from. I like being in the same place. People come and see me.
You're essentially like self-employed.
And
then you have your own kind of a bit like Dynamo, like Dave Weston Fitness. I think he's got his own clientele, but then works out of the gym.
You know Dave, man. I've really enjoyed watching his progression, because he came to me when he first started out, wanted some advice on PT, and he's cracked on, and he's a busy PT now.
He's smashing it.
Fair play to him.
Smashing it, and now he's teaching other. Like, he's my mentor for my studies.
That's
which is really good. So
because I've seen so many people come in, they see 60, 70, whatever pound an hour, and that's it. They're on it. And then when the real sort of the reality of what they're doing kicks in, they're back to their day job. It's graft. He's stuck at it. And
no, of course.
He's he's a busy PT. You can't
and he's coming along now with the content as well. He's got his branding.
Yeah.
So it's been really inspiring to watch him kind of go. And he's got some other bits as well on the back burner, a lot like you have with his children's books.
Yeah, he's a quality geezer as well.
Lovely human being, and he's got a really good thing where he's a compassionate PT. He's not like boot camp, like you do this, you do that. He does it with care. Do you know what I mean? And that's really. And I said, look, that's your thing. You need to really market that. Do you know what I mean? So I think he kind of gets that now.
Yeah, because you when you're seeing individuals as well, is they're often using exercise as a therapy for something.
Yeah.
You know, they've got things going on in their life.
Oh, 100%.
So you're dealing them with that character. You have to have compassion, empathy, you know, understanding. It's a skill, man.
100%. I've noticed through like all of my personal development that my exercise, I'm just swapping one habit for another.
Yeah.
So instead of it being 2-day benders, I'm now getting up at 5 a.m. instead of rolling in at 5 a.m. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm very aware that we are creatures of habit. We're going to have habits, whether they be productive or destructive.
Yeah.
You just have to pick your poison or your remedy. Do you know? Are you going to do something that's good for you and makes you feel alive, or are you going to do something bad for you and makes you feel alive? Either way, we're chasing that change of state. And you know,
we like human beings need progression, don't they? Whatever that is, and they need something to focus on. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise you'll go mad. So you either focus on poison or you focus on progress. Well, you know what I mean?
But then again, we choose both quite often. Do you know what I mean? We'll have, you know, and I guess if you
then the habit's a funny one because you wouldn't believe the people that come in the gym, they use the same locker.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh, so same me. 220s, man. In Angel.
Sit on the same bench. All the lockers will be free. You're like, why is someone using my locker for? You know what I mean? Someone's on my treadmill. They're all free.
And I had the ump. So like for a while there was one padlock on the one that I used to use for about 6 months. And I go up and I say, "Are you gonna fucking cut it off?" Do you know what I mean? Can you get that off my locker, please, so I can use it again? Then now I just use exactly the same one, but on the other side. So it's like, I don't know, like 4 along or whatever it was.
Now
but it's exactly,
that one's gone now. Yeah, you've got this one. So that's your focus.
And I noticed that us men like will take the whole corner. Like, instead of like, and it's another one. Even like someone will be stark bollock naked, and you won't even acknowledge each other. You'll try as much as possible to get to your locker without any communication or eye contact. It's so strange like that.
I've worked in the gym. I mean, so I've been PTing now, you know, almost 20 years. It's a long time.
So you're working for the company, and then how do you? So what happens is you build up your clientele. So then it's almost like barbers where they come to you specifically rather than the gym, because you obviously build that.
Yeah, and the barber pays. They're not coming to see the gym; they're coming to see me.
Yeah.
So if I move gym, my people will come with me.
Yeah.
I pay. You know, I pay for the privilege of working there. I pay whatever the company wants. Yeah. And I run my own business.
Amazing.
I've always done it like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You work your own hours.
Work my own hours. Yeah.
What's the earliest shift that you work?
5:30 in the morning.
Amazing. Latest?
I like to be done by 6-7 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, you've got a family. That's understandable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you can afford to do that, then amazing.
So I've been doing that a long time now, and then I went through a mad little stage where I was going into people's houses cooking.
Okay.
It was a mad one.
Really?
Yeah, it was a mad one. And I was sort of preparing their meals for the next day, because I went through a whole process of my own, where I dropped my body fat as low as I could. Yeah. And that was along what we were talking about earlier, structure, eating at certain times, certain things. And a couple of my clients were like, this is madness. Like, so then the sort of usual thing is just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah. Of course, they don't. Yeah.
Which again,
it's minimising the friction, and that's what PTs do. They just say, right, you do this, you do that. Hence why accountability, like WhatsApp and all of these online coaches that are popping up, people don't want to do the graft. Hence why, like me, for example, I'm falling in love with the process, so then I've got something to give other people, say, this is what I've done, this is how you can do it. But you're right, most people just want, they say, tell me what to eat and I'll eat it. Yeah. But the people that make real progress are the ones like yourself that they go further than that. Yeah. So they do their own research. They don't just want to, if you wanted to learn Spanish, you wouldn't say, just tell me what to say and I'll say it. Innit? If you want to learn Spanish, you've got to go, translate. Yeah. It don't work like that. You know, same thing with PTing. If you walk in the door, if anyone out there is after a PT, don't just walk in and say,
I don't want to think. Just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Don't work like that.
No.
You have to put in your own research.
Yeah.
You have to work out also what works for you, what doesn't.
Yeah, of course.
And that's also more relevant with the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't just say, right, eat this amount of chicken, this amount. You've got to go out, you've got to try.
Yeah.
Some things are going to work, some things ain't. So I was doing that with myself.
Yeah.
And
what inspired that? Why did you decide I'm not happy, or what was the motivation behind it?
I started Health Kitchen,
Uh-huh.
so I was mad busy.
Yeah.
No, I tell a lie. That's a complete lie. I made that one up. I had a shoulder operation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was out the game really for about 4 months. Couldn't really work out.
Bang on a morphine, living life.
Yeah, for about 2 weeks I was high as a kite.
That's
3 weeks, and yeah, so I just got probably in the worst shape of my life, just inactivity,
really? Yeah,
working. Yeah. So I come off the back of that, and then Christmas came.
Yeah.
I come off the back of that. It was January. I thought, I'm in a bit of a mess here.
Yeah.
I'm in a bit of a pickle. So I just got my house in order. Do you know what I mean? And I was regimented with it. And in 8 weeks, I went down from 22% body fat to 8.9. I remember the numbers. So it was pretty mad progress.
Yeah.
But it was because I was bang on it.
Yeah.
Every day, everything I did.
And what were you doing, or what weren't you doing?
I was eating every couple of hours. I was restricting my calorie intake. I was getting those calories from certain macronutrients.
Yeah.
I worked out. I was training a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I was training with certain frequency and volume.
Yeah.
I was just working it out as I went as well.
Yeah.
You know, which is the process I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I just turned my life over to it.
Yeah.
You know, and got mad results. And then a couple of my clients was just like, just come and cook my food for me, man, because I ain't got time for it.
Yeah.
So I ended up sort of doing that. It was a mad time. And then one of my clients kept having hobnobs in his cupboard.
Yeah.
And it's that same old thing. You can't tell someone not to do something. You have to give them an alternative.
Yeah.
So if I say to you, Jay, don't eat that.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
It's like that little kid. Don't touch that. He's gonna touch it.
I've done the same with chocolate with protein bars.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
You didn't say I can't have them. You say I'm gonna have that instead.
Something less harmful.
Yeah.
Small manageable changes.
That's right. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
That's it.
So I then set about trying to make an alternative for this bloke.
Yeah.
And in the end, I came up with a protein cookie.
So this is where the idea came from.
Yeah.
So you wanted something that was less harmful than a I guess the one that you brought today, which is a new prototype flavour that we're going to talk about in a moment. And I even show them to actually because they do strangely look like hobnobs.
They're fresh out of the bakery then.
Yeah, amazing. Look at that, like a hobnob.
So I was making these sort of, hobnobs for this bloke, and eventually I got it right. And he was like, these are good, man.
Yeah. And how do you decide, like right at the beginning, what to put in them? Because you like the stuff that you use, like to sweeten it and stuff, is like, is it prune juice or something?
Prunes.
Yeah, prunes. Yeah, prunes. Amazing.
Yeah. And I'm all about nutrients.
Yeah.
Right? The problem today is people, even when they're eating healthy, they're eating shit.
Yeah.
So they're eating stuff full of additives, preservatives. You ever looked at a protein bar? Yeah. Looked at the ingredients?
I know, you do it regularly, and I'm always like, I know I shouldn't be eating this, but
feels like you're in a chemistry lesson.
Yeah, it does.
It, you don't know.
And I like how thingy you are about it, like how, because we don't 9 times out, like Coke Zero for example, which is one of those things what I've swapped out because it used to be Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I sent something to one of my clients yesterday that popped up on my Facebook feed. It was a big thing of sugar, and it was like I think 70 grams or something of sugar, and it was like, if you have 1 can of Coke a day, this is what you're consuming. She was like, holy moly, like I'm having 3 or 4 an evening.
When you put it visually in front of someone, innit?
That's what I mean. So she kind of like, I need to put this on my fridge.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like when I look at the back of a Coke, even the Coke Zero, and then there's this big sugar versus aspartame, debate or whatever. And I know I should just have water, but I don't drink. And if I do, I'll go radio rental. But if I, it's for me, it's like my vice. Do you know what I mean?
If now the problem is we are moving further and further away from nature.
Yeah.
With what we're consuming. That's it in a nutshell.
100%. And that's with everything. That's not just with food. You know, that's with
life.
All of this stuff that we, you know, MacBook Pros and iPhones and iPads and...
There's a huge movement of like natural lifestyle movement.
Yeah.
People walking around barefoot.
Oh.
You know, sitting around campfires, meditating.
Yeah, being off grid.
Yeah. There's a huge movement for that, and you know, I'm big into food.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we are giving the body as many nutrients as we can.
Yeah.
And
I watched another thing yesterday about the guy that wrote the Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, and I used to, when I first started, do his smoothie, which is spinach, banana and blueberries, and he emphasised yesterday he's done like an updated recipe to only use organic food.
Yeah.
Because they were like, you're just going to be consuming pesticides and preservatives and all of this other crap. And it really made me think, and I was thinking, you know, the stuff that I get cheaply from, I mean, even the expensive stuff from Marks and Spencer's, it's going to have all of this stuff on it. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, when I started this, I thought, right, I need to make something that is first, unwavering, has to be packed full of nutrients. That's the baseline
that was the main,
of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that was the main USP that you were going for.
Whether it's whatever carbs, protein, fats it's got in it, nutrient dense.
Yeah.
End of. And I've never wavered on that.
Yeah.
Organic ingredients. I want to be, because as a PT I get asked all the time, what can I snack on?
Yeah.
And I haven't got confidence.
Recommended anything. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
so
that's interesting.
Where I'm at with it. So
and
I had
guess
these questions going on, and this guy now on me. So I was like, I'm gonna make something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nuts.
So you solved his problem, and you solved a lot of other people's problems who are coming to you saying, well, what should I snack on?
Yeah, that's our
Amazing.
mission with the Health Kitchen, is getting people eating nutrient dense food, snacks, because we're snacking more than ever now.
Yeah.
They reckon by 2022 the on the go food market is going to overtake sit down food.
Oh, 100%.
So that's why you see booming companies like Greg's all of a sudden booming, Pret a Manger, because people are eating on the go. It goes back to what you were saying about people want instant, everything is
instant
there.
gratification, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to sit down anymore and order a 3-course meal.
Yeah.
And,
Have you tried to ring a taxi recently?
Ubers.
No, yeah, so we use Uber, and I've got so used to Uber that...
Oh, the cab phone.
Yeah. It's painful.
Yeah, it's murderous,
oh my God, especially if you're at your nut.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I have to have this conversation with somebody. You're so used to that instant thing of,
I have to
be
talk to
here
a
in
human.
6
What do you
minutes.
mean?
Yeah. And one of my friends recommended the same place he always recommends every time I ask the question about a spa hotel, but because I can't get the price online and it tells me there and then, I can't be bothered. It says, oh, call us for this price for a family room. I don't want to put in that phone call to find out the price and do business with them. Well, if they just provided me with that price, I'd probably have booked it already.
Yeah.
But because it's that phone call rather than... we can tell you how much it is if you just come in with your wife, but if you're coming with your wife and kids, you have to call and we'll talk you through it.
What do you mean I've got to speak to another
human?
and
this is it. And that one thing of, you know, the friction, and this is how we've become.
Yeah.
It's the same with Amazon. I was talking to the guy midweek about Amazon can have stuff next day, Prime. You know, and if I've bought something on Prime and it don't come next day, I'm on the phone to Amazon, like not wanting to talk to a human, complaining, I'm paying Prime. How dare you send it 2 days instead of 1 day? We've become so entitled.
I tell you what.
It's crazy.
I ran out of Brazil nuts not long ago.
Yeah.
Messed up with my stock take and all that, ran out. I was on my way to I was working, I was going to be in the bakery in 4 hours. Same company that provides me with the organic nuts has an Amazon shop. It's more expensive, but is what it is. Last minute, bang! They got to the bakery before I did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I ordered them.
Yeah.
They were there 2 hours later.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
I
convenient.
didn't have to speak to
but
no
you
one.
paid more.
Bang!
Convenience.
I paid a little bit more. For it.
Exactly.
You know?
And wait till voice comes when you can say, Alexa, send me organic Brazil nuts.
You can do that already.
But imagine but who's going to pick that product?
Yeah.
You know, unless you specify, oh, send me the... So that one, you know, when it gets to the point, I mean, I use Siri a lot. Jade doesn't. The kids do, especially Sid, because he's not great with his spelling at the moment. He's already in the in the and I said, "Oh, your spelling's got very good." He said, "Oh no, I've been using Siri." I said,
Siri's
"Clever kid
for me."
Yeah.
That's the way. Oh,
and this is the way we're moving. And Sid is already using it. He's 6. So by the time we're used to texting and we're used to using certain aspects, they are going to grow up with voice and probably VR. Like, I can see that coming, where you put on this headset and you can be in a meeting with somebody across the world.
For technology, the exponential curve is just ramping up.
Yeah, 100%. And Uber, like talking about Uber, they're making a loss right now, and they will continue to make a loss. But as soon as they have automatic cars, that's when it's game over, because they've already got the network.
Yeah.
The same with Amazon. Again, I was talking about on Wednesday. You can order, same day. We now buy our drinks through Amazon. I could order them now for probably 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. If I did it with Tesco's, Sainsbury's, any of the big supermarkets, 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And even Argos, you can buy something now and they'll deliver it same day, £4.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I going to pay? It's £150 there, £150 back for an extra £1.
Yeah.
Bring it to my door.
Yeah. Amazon taking over the world, isn't
it? They are. It's and he's smashing it, Bezos. He's one of the big, massive, and it's
richest fella in the world, isn't he?
Yeah. So going back to the protein cookie,
nutrient dense. Then I wanted them high in protein.
Mm-hmm. The world's protein mad, isn't it?
Yeah, protein mad. Protein is obviously a key macronutrient, but the world has gone protein mad.
Yeah. What protein do you use in them? Because they're vegan now, aren't they? They never used to be.
Yeah. So I changed them to vegan just because. I'm into veganism for the ethical reasons.
Oh, 100%, and I want to do more.
Yeah. So it's all about just making smart choices as much as you can. So I wanted to tick that box, so I get the protein from organic goji berries.
Oh, wow.
Organic pea and hemp as well. So, it's, again, I don't waver on the quality of the ingredients, because that's where the niche in my company is,
Yeah, of course.
I've had people come to me talking about investment and upscaling, and the first thing they say is get the ingredients cheaper.
Yeah, and you're like, no, you don't want to sell out.
No, I'm not up for it.
Yeah, good.
Because I'm not... listen, everyone needs to make money to live. Yeah. But this ain't about money for me. If this is about money, I'd have sacked it off a long time ago. Yeah. I want to get people eating healthier, nutrient-dense food.
It's good. You've got a mission. Yeah. And you believe in it.
Yeah. And that's what my company's about.
Yeah.
So, it's all about just getting as many cookies into as many people's hands, and that's the challenge for me now. It's the logistics and the upscaling. Yeah. Keeping that ethos.
Yeah. And what is the plans for the company? So, when was it founded? So when did you decide, alongside your PT business, you were gonna create? Where did you come up with the Health Kitchen, and then how long's it been in operation now?
So this is the thing. At the beginning, it sort of organically grew. So I started making protein cookies for my client.
Yeah.
Then for
other clients,
and then in the gym, other people's clients wanted them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I can't do this for free. It's costing me money.
Yeah.
So I used to walk in with a cupcake box. All the lads in the gym used to take the mickey out of me. I used to walk in with a cupcake box, big triple tiered one, packed full of cookies, money tin in the corner, and I'm like, cookies are there, money in the tin. Wicked. Or I used to have them in the cupboard in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Amazing.
And then I walked in, Del Boy style, walked into the shops and just went, I'll sell them for me. Yeah. They're 100% you're going to sell loads of these.
Yeah.
I get a call a week later going, bring me more.
Oh, really?
And that's how it started.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I thought, I've got to call this company something and put some labels.
Yeah. And then how did you start thinking about branding and stuff? Because I really like your branding, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And how much is it? Because I know you get somebody else in for your social media and stuff, but obviously coming from an artistic background and stuff, how much of that was devised by yourself, or did you outsource it?
A friend of mine is a graphic designer. Yeah. And art background myself. I went to him and goes, look, I want to call it the Health Kitchen. Mm-hmm. And I put a load of I sat in my girlfriend at the time. I sat in her living room and I wrote every word. Yeah. Related to health I could on little bits of paper and slapped them out on the table, and I was linking the words up, and I was just like, nah, that don't look.
Oh really? Yeah. So it's like proper.
Yeah. Amazing. Old school. Yeah. And it was like, I remember I had the fitness lab, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then The and then health and kitchen went together, and I thought that's mustard.
Eureka.
Yeah, I thought, that's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one, and that's how it started.
Just stuck. Amazing.
I went round to my mate. From day one, I've freestyled it almost.
Yeah.
I thought I better trademark this name. It's pretty good. Trademarked it.
Amazing.
Get the logo done.
Yeah.
You know, went on Amazon, bought food bags.
Yeah.
Went down. There's a sort of a big sort of commercial catering company called Nesbitt's down in the West End. They sell, you know, if you open up a restaurant, that's where you go and get your stuff.
Oh really?
I just bowled in and said, I need something to seal these bags. He went, you want that sealer there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amazing. And your packaging is ethical as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Has it always been like that, or is that something that you then?
Yeah, that wasn't always like that. Started off.
Wasn't available, or?
Yeah, not so much. I went on Amazon and bought food bags.
Yeah, just convenience again, and then who dictated that change? Was it you or your clients that said, oh, because there's a massive thing about plastic now, and reusable or single-use plastic and save the ocean. I know Sky's got a big, massive campaign. How did that come about, where you then made the decision to make that biodegradable?
Came from me, and also sort of the way the world was going anyway.
Yeah.
So
you wanted to get ahead of the.
Yeah, I was into it. Wanted to get rid.
Wicked. And I guess you know, the whole ethos of where you founded the cookie in the first place is, you know.
I didn't sit there and think, I want to make some money. I want to make a product, build a brand. I had a mission with one man.
Yeah.
And that's developed into a group of people.
Yeah.
And that's how it's grown. And that mission is still the same.
Amazing.
You know, I want people to eat when they're on the go. They're busy.
Yeah.
They haven't got time to eat. Sit down. They want something in their pocket they can take out, and they know it's full of nutrients. It's got no added sugars in it. Good quality proteins, organic ingredients, giving them real energy.
Yeah. What was the first flavour? So obviously you got the 3 flavours. You've got your orange and cinnamon. Were they even these, or was it like something like it was just like everything kind of applied together?
I've got the 4 flavours, haven't I? The chocolate and orange as well. This was the first one, the vanilla and almond, right? That's the first cookie I made. And it doesn't. He likes that one. Go on, have a sniff. This was the first one I made, and it was just that. Yeah. No name, no label, no nothing. It was a protein cookie. And then people were saying to me, you should do a chocolate one.
Yeah.
Standard.
Of course, naturally.
Standard.
Yeah.
So that's when I come up with the dark chocolate and coconut, and I thought I've got to give these names.
Yeah.
And this is that. Honestly, it organically grew like that. Man.
Yeah. And all of the best businesses do. When there's a demand for it, and I guess now you've introduced chocolate orange was just before Christmas.
Just before Christmas.
Yeah.
I did it as a online, just as a fun Christmas flavour.
Yeah.
And it blew.
I remember being in the States and being gutted that I couldn't try it, and I was like, everybody else is having this before me. It became that thing. And then even the packaging, and I said even the packaging looked cool, like with the black and then the orange. It really popped, and I was like, oh, I'm gutted, man. Even though I was in the States, you know, and I was just like, I can't wait to get home.
Yeah, I thought, well, that's, you know, if I'm bringing you back from America for, you know what I mean, I'm doing something right. But I was sitting there thinking, I need a flavour, chocolate orange, Christmas time, come on. So I made one. I thought, you know, Terry's chocolate orange. Yeah. And then I whacked them online. And you could buy them in a pack of 3. Bang! I couldn't make them quick enough.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I was sending them in Ireland, Scotland. I had people from Poland.
Wow.
All off Instagram.
Amazing.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
all off Instagram. And then, come Christmas time, it kind of took over my life all over Christmas, making chocolate and orange cookies. I thought, I've got to bring these out properly. You know?
Make them a proper flavour.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of a limited edition stuff does. You know, you run it as a trial, and if it takes off, like Coke Zero Cherry, for example, that was a trial, and then when that finished, I was gutted. Yeah. Because I was just like, oh my god, like finally a decent replacement for Cherry Coke, because that was my drink, Cherry Coke, growing up. That and salt and vinegar McCoy's was the dream team, man. Yeah. What was your favourite, Chris?
Cheese and onion Walkers. Still are, man. Do you know what I mean?
You had Tato's. Cheese and onion Tato's.
The Irish ones, they're banging.
They don't get better than that's the best cheese and onion crisp. We bought some in the week, man, and I said to Jane, close your eyes and hold out your hands, and she's like, you know, it's like growing up in an Irish family, it's like a home from home. There's one shop down Blackstock Road that does it, and we love it, man.
When they everyone with an Irish family, when they went to Ireland, they come back just like bags of potatoes.
Yeah.
When they brought them out here, it was like...
Yeah. When I pass sometimes when I pass the Boston on the way home, like from either being up the Heath, and if it's open, I'll just go in and spend a tenner's worth of, because they've got all the flavours. Smoky bacon is the one, man. The only one I'm not so hot on is ready salted. I really like ready salted is my favourite crisp.
Yeah.
And if you can do a decent ready salted, then you're halfway there, man.
Yeah.
What's your favourite flavour of your cookie?
Chocolate orange.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
And speaking about new flavours,
this is
some goodies. Yeah, so this is what's the new flavour?
This is how I was selling them when I first started.
Yeah, like this.
I was selling them in cling film.
Yeah, I used to sell stuff like this in cling film as well, but wasn't as nutrient dense. So what one's this?
Mint chocolate.
Oh, it does smell nice, man. It smells. My first thing with the chocolate and the mint is, club.
Standard.
Yeah.
Clubs, yeah.
Yeah, that smells nice. And what do you think of this one?
It's getting there. I've been trialling it. Been making it, adding a bit more mint as I go. Do you know what I mean? Trying to keep it
using natural mint.
Yeah, natural mint flavouring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better than using proper mint. I bet mint normally is quite pungent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. I know the family are looking forward to that as well. I won't eat and talk.
So that'll be out soon.
Amazing.
So the orange one, blue.
Yeah.
And just working on new flavours, working on new products. It's real, like the last year I've really invested my money into the infrastructure of the company.
Oh, brilliant. And now you're outsourcing. So you're not having to make them handmade anymore. I mean, they're still being handmade, but just by...
Not making them in my mum's kitchen.
No more. But she's happy, isn't she?
Yeah, she's well happy. Do you know I made 12,436 I sold out of my mum's kitchen.
Congrats, man.
So it's one of them where I thought this is taking over my life.
Yeah.
It's funny, I was going to sack it off.
Oh, really?
I was at my wit's end. It was taking up all my time. It wasn't paying for itself. It was costing me money.
Oh, really?
So it was, it was taking up work hours where I could be earning more.
Yeah, doing something else.
Yeah, and even though I had this mission, it was just taking over my life, and it was spiralling into just this thing that I couldn't cope with. And someone for an event ordered 100 cookies off me, and I got home at 9 o'clock at night. I was up at 5 the next morning. I thought, I'm going to be up till 1. I'll make do with this, not sleeping that night. And I burned them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sat there 1 in the morning, almost started crying. I think I probably did.
Yeah.
I sat there like lip went and everything.
Oh, one of them ones.
Yeah, one of them. The chin started wobbling and that. And then I thought, nah, but I'm done. I've had enough.
Yeah.
So I made them.
Yeah.
No sleep. I walked in next day. I had a load of them in my hand. I was on a break from work. I was like a zombie. I thought, let me get a coffee.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Sent those cookies off to the event. Walked in a coffee shop in Chalk Farm. Woman behind the counter was in a bit of a panic. She was like, my staff have let me down. You have to bear with me for your coffee. I was like, no problem. And we sparked up a conversation. Turns out she owns a bakery, and she went, I can make these for you.
Oh, really?
So in the same day, it went from me
sacking it off to. I'm a big believer in things like that.
Yeah, man.
There are no coincidences, and certain things come into your life to. That meme of the guy that's like digging and about to get to the diamond and he gives up.
Yeah,
if you'd have just carried on, and that situation came to you for you to say, no, the world needs this. Do you know what I mean?
So her name's Helen. So like, God bless Helen, because she took me from sacking it off, because I was in, I was so down about it, man. It was, I met her, and within 12 hours. I went from sitting on my couch almost crying, thinking this is, because I put everything into it. 12 hours later, I've outsourced production. I'm back in business.
Amazing.
Do you know what I mean? So her company makes them for me now. I've kept the ethos the same. They're handmade. The bakers up there are 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
I can work with them personally.
And distribution as well?
This is where I'm at now. So we're working on distribution. So I've just been accepted by a wholesaler.
Amazing.
So, you're going to see me in the immediate future all around London.
Amazing.
And then it's going to branch out from there.
How do you get them into stores? Are you doing just walking and talking?
Yeah,
so in there with a box and say, have one of these.
Yeah, up until now. Whereas now the wholesaler will be looking after the distribution. So I'll walk into the shops and I'll go, look, this is what I'm doing, samples.
Yeah.
And say, order them from this wholesaler. And
amazing.
Then they
so you're still going to be doing the sales.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, I love it. And you're face of the brand as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was unsure about that when I started. Do I want to be the face of a brand?
Yeah.
You know, because I was thinking like Ronald McDonald, like Colonel
franchise.
Sanders. Well, no, just like a face on a label.
Oh, okay.
I thought I don't want it to be like that.
No.
So, you know, but the more I get into it, the more, you know, people want to know about me.
Yeah.
They want to know why I started it, and you know, it's a
I guess this is part of that.
Yeah, it's a genuine story.
Yeah.
So I like going in, talking to the shop owners.
Amazing.
Telling them what I'm about. This is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and the mission is always the same. I just want people to eat healthier, nutrient dense food, because we're moving so far away from it at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's good that you're bringing it back to nature, do you know? And a lot of my, you know, mission as well is to bring us more aligned with our spirit of these things outside of ourselves. And, you know, we're all guilty of it and the way that technology is. But essentially we have everything that we need. Yeah. And we get kind of hoodwinked into,
you know,
we need this, the latest trainers.
Health, nutrient dense food. That's why when you ask me like why did I choose those ingredients, because I wanted the most nutrient dense ingredients. Nuts. Yeah. Nutrient dense as you get. Yeah, vitamins, minerals. Yeah. Bang for your buck when it comes to nutrients for something so small. Yeah. They're up there. Prunes. Most of the sort of healthy snacks have got sweeteners, additives. Mine are sweetened with prune. Yeah. So it's low GI. So slow releasing energy, really high in fibre. Really high in fibre. The reason why people don't use them is because they're expensive. Which isn't doesn't bother
nuts?
Me. Prunes.
Oh, prunes.
Hard to deal with. Yeah. You know, hard to. They're not as malleable. And, no. And then they're not as sharply sweet, so they don't give you that like. Yeah. That if you're used to a Mars bar, you want something super sweet. So people use, you know, sweeteners and things like that. Where this is more mildly sweet. You've tasted them. Yeah. You know, so it's we eat so many food, so much food now that has no fibre in it. Yeah. All this processed man-made food. So I wanted something that had loads of fibre, you know, nutrient dense, good for the digestion, gives you real energy. Yeah. That's where I'm coming from, man, and that will never change. Good. Never change. And
when you handed over production to somebody else, did you have to go in and teach them how to make it? Yeah. And what was that process like?
Interesting.
Was it? Yeah. Because I bet they don't. You know, it's like, oh no, it's
yeah. I mean, I went in because I was making these myself. I'm not a baker. No. I was freestyling it. Yeah, so of course. It was good for me. I was going in. They would show me little tricks to, you know, you want to do it like this. Yeah. This would be quicker. You know, so they taught me a lot. Yeah. So it was a real open sort of conversation where I went in and said, I want to show you what I'm doing. Yeah. You need to keep this the same. But you're the baker. You do your magic. And so I learned a lot, man.
Leave them to it.
Yeah. So.
And about the way that they look as well, because you know, I mean, these ones are like a lot like a hobnob, if you're honest. You know, and then is it almonds that are on the top?
Depend on the flavour. Yeah, almonds, it might be desiccated coconut.
Good.
You know. Yeah. But it's I wanted to, you know, replace that sort of sweet, sugary snack that most people reach for mid-afternoon, mid-morning, on the go. Yeah. Haven't got time to sit down. You want as big a bang for your buck as possible, if you like. Yeah. So that
return on investment.
Yeah, man. That's exactly it. That cookie is going to give me as many nutrients as possible. It's going to fill me up, give me energy. I'm going to get no crashes off the back of it. Yeah. Because you know all these sugar treats, you get a slump off the back and you want another one. It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, you know? It is. You're right.
Yeah, it's funny that.
Because I'm like that with the protein bars.
Yeah, so that's no coincidence. Yeah. You know what I mean? You reach for another one.
Yeah, it is. I do. I end up doing 3 in a day, and I'm like, yeah. I'm sure these can't be healthy.
That's the thing with the Health Kitchen. The main thing I want is people to trust it. Yeah. How many times have you opened up a healthy snack and you've gone, "This is really good for me"? Yeah. And you've eaten it and it's been like overly sweet. Yeah. Some of them are called like birthday cake. Yeah. You're like, come on now. Yeah. You're joking. So you eat it and you're like, "Is this good for me?" You've got a tangy sweetness in your mouth. None of that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I want some where people open it up, they know it came from a PT. Yeah. From a genuine place. He was ticking a box for his clients. Yeah. everyone needs that box ticked more and more so now.
Yeah.
So you know that you open that cookie and you trust what's in that is good for me. Man, I'm hell bent. You're gonna find this in every shop, man.
Yeah, and that's amazing. You know, I was gonna say, where do you see it in kind of 1 year's time, 5 years time? You know,
in 5 years time, maximum. I want you to stand there in the street and think, I'm starving, I ain't got time to eat. And the shop you walk in, they're gonna be on the counter.
Yeah. So that's the mission.
That's the mission.
Good.
My mission is to get as many people as I can to eat nutrient-dense, healthy snacks.
And I notice some of your content, you show your cookie in a vending machine, for example. How does it do against everything else in that vending machine?
It gave me massive confidence, like the vending machine or on a shelf or a counter in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
My product, being an unknown brand, stands up with any established brand in the shop. And
I think it does. Like even the branding and stuff, and especially like your social media branding. I think you've nailed it.
Yeah.
One with, you know, you've got the brand in the top right hand corner, top left hand corner rather. Then you're saying what's in it, and even when I scan it on MyFitnessPal, you've got it on there as well.
Do you know it's
And it does. Hence why I wanted one of those boxes. But I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put it. But I really like the way that it sticks out in your content against everything else. You know, like there's Ella's Kitchen and grenade bars and stuff like that. And I think you've nailed it in that it's very aligned with what you've created, essentially.
I didn't look at what everyone else is doing and think, right, that's the template to sell loads of stuff. That's not what it's about.
No.
I wanted to stick to my ethos.
Yeah.
This is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, this is how it looks for this reason. All my packaging is, you know, ethically sourced, recyclable, biodegradable. All the ethos of the company is the same, and I think that sort of that honest journey people buy into.
And you're making a profit now?
Yeah, making a profit you know, that needs to happen with the company now because I want to invest every penny, man.
Yeah.
So I'm at the sort of first stage of the company.
Yeah.
Sort of spent the last year laying real foundations down. My next phase, I want to affiliate with a charity. So I want to something to do with children, I think. Yeah. And I want to
so to educate them from.
Yeah.
And a lot like I want to develop my own kind of training and stuff and get it into schools, like self-awareness, because you know, when I discovered spirituality, for example, and discovered a different way of thinking, I was thinking, why is this stuff not taught in schools? And you're exactly the same in that. Why is this stuff not more readily available? Do you know what I mean? Why is it the Happy Meal and McDonald's, but it's marketing and the toy that they get, you know, and it's the uniformed of, you know, the food of, you go McDonald's in Spain or in Greece or in America, 9 times out of 10 it's going to taste, and you know,
brand's consistent.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I guess if you want to do that with a nutrient dense product that is both ethical and aligned with the ethos, I think you can only win. Do you know what I mean? Because I think we are now waking up to a point of we are getting so far away from where we are as the essence of a human being. Do you know what I mean?
It's a strange one, because the world's moving in parallels in the same direction and in opposite directions. You know, everyone's getting much more educated on health. Much more aware, and much more sort of self-aware. And at the same time, we're being fed these brands that are giving us stuff that are just killing us. Do you know what I mean? So it's a sort of we're living in a sort of a parallel universe almost, where you know, people are becoming more aware and they're able to make smarter choices through their information that is readily available to them with the internet. You know, Instagram, you can follow all sorts of gurus and you know.
Martin Nutrition, do you follow him?
No, Martin Nutrition.
I'll put you onto him. He's really good. He calls out a lot of the naysayers. And people that are.
A lot of people are calling people out now, which is a big thing. Like James Smith.
Yeah. So he's another one. Yeah. So he's the same
with the
body coach. Yeah. So he's like, and he's never talked about like calorie deficit before. And then he's gone back and said, but this is how you got in shape, and you know. Yeah. So it's like, well, calorie deficit is the only way that you can lose, you know, body fat or whatever it is, and
I mean, we can sit here and have another couple of hours on that.
And I was thinking that yesterday, and I was like, before MyFitnessPal or apps that tell us, you know, like my watch will tell me how many steps I've done, to track your fitness and your, you know, your activity and your calorie intake and stuff like that must have been so much more difficult. We were winging it, unless, you know, you're writing it down. Or I mean, I know before kind of smartphones got really smart, that I would have this soup and it was like 17 calories for the tin, and I was thinking it's basically flavoured water. Do you know what I mean? And I'd go in the gym, but again, I wouldn't really know what energy output I was putting. You know, with my watch now, it tells me everything, how much in the dark we would be, do you know, and how much more aware we've become because of technology.
It was a different world though. You look at like when the fitness boomed in like the 90s, and the 80s, 90s. If you ate a chicken breast then, it's a very different chicken breast than you ate now.
That's very true.
Now. So, you know, not necessarily that you had to, there was room to wing it more, but the quality of food in general was much better.
Yeah.
You know, you can go in and you can, in Marx's now or Morrison's, and you can buy, you know, a load of chicken in a packet for like £5.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think of the quality of that chicken.
Yeah.
You know, so back in the day...
Why do you think that's happened? It's corporations and greed,
money.
right? Yeah.
Money, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where you're not being swayed, and that's where your brand is going to stand up, because you're not motivated by money, you're motivated by getting nutrients into people's bodies.
Yeah, that's my mission.
Yeah.
If I was motivated by money, I wouldn't do this.
No.
Because I'd PT more.
Yeah.
There's more money in it in the short term.
Yeah.
You know, if I was interested in that. But I sort of fell into this business through my mission that I was doing anyway. I was trying to get people to eat healthier.
Yeah.
And I saw this box that needed ticking, and jumped in on it and just thought, you know, I can, instead of trying to find the lesser evil, if you like, I'm going to make something that's going to blow everything out of the water. So. You know. And
talking about your PTing, so obviously, you know, I've played the video to all of my followers. How did you feel about that? Oh, fucking hell, you dragged this on that.
No, do you know what? That's seen by a lot of people.
Yeah, so. I think that one video is like 17. How did that end up on YouTube? Because obviously it was like a private thing. And those are that you haven't seen it, you can see it on YouTube. And I think I've shared it on my Facebook today. I mean, I guess it's better coming from you. How did that video come about? I mean, it's a video of Ben at his friend's wedding with your client Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Yeah.
And singing The Scientist.
Yeah.
Ben even having a little go.
Yeah.
How did that even come about? So obviously, how did you get in touch with Chris and?
Well, me and Chris were spending every day together.
Oh yeah.
PTing, you know, training, and he.
Is he a fan of the product?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's they take him on tour with them.
Oh really?
Well, he was the guy that I started making it for.
Oh really?
In the first place.
Oh okay, that's
he's
interesting.
He's been behind me from day one.
Oh amazing.
So it was, you know, I
that was very coy for you to
He was
You're the guy that so he's the guy that you went and cooked for.
Yeah. So he was my sort of, I trialled it on him. Yeah. Really, and. You know, he's
super lean, isn't he? He's super like, mate, and he's really really conscious of what he puts in his body.
Athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete. If he, I've always said to him, if he wasn't in a band, he could be an athlete.
Oh really?
The geezer's unbelievable. Yeah. Me and him were running a half marathon every Wednesday for the crack. Right?
Really?
And we'd call it 5 parks. So we'd start off in Hampstead Heath, and we'd jog down through Primrose, down through Regents, we'd run through the West End to St James's Park, we'd have a little stretch on the bridge in St James's Park, and we'd run back through Regents and Primrose. We called it 5 parks, and it was about 14 miles.
Wow.
Every Wednesday, and there were times when like I had to take a bike once.
Really?
Yeah, the fella's an athlete.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big unit.
Yeah.
Naturally fit.
Is he? You don't look it when you kind of. He seems very like tall and slim. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, he's an athlete.
Really?
Yeah, he's got. I always joke to him that he's got 3 lungs. Honestly.
Yeah. So his cardio's always been there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I bet.
Unbelievable. So he's into it, man.
Yeah.
He trains all the time. He eats well.
Yeah.
Remember when we first started talking today? We were talking about fundamental habits. Yeah. He's got all of them.
Really?
You know, he works out every day, whatever that is.
Yeah.
He looks after the food. You know, he sleeps well.
Yeah.
And he you know, he's in a sort of a massively stressful situation.
Yeah.
What he does for a living. So
I bet.
It's his therapy as well. You know.
Yeah, of course.
That's with a lot of these sort of high-profile people I work with. It's a lot of it is dealing with the sort of pressure of what they're living day to day.
And how did you get in contact with him? How did he become a client?
Just, I've been doing it a long time, man.
Yeah.
And, you know,
was it friend recommendation from somebody else? Word of mouth?
I'm in that sort of world, and you know, you do a good job with people. Word travels.
Yeah.
And we ended up training together.
Oh.
So he's a top fella.
Yeah, that's good. So then you did the video with him, obviously, as a favour to your friend. Is he a...
Well, yeah, he's a massive Coldplay fan.
Yeah.
He's a dear friend of mine. We grew up together, and I know he's a massive Coldplay fan, and him and his missus, him and his wife.
Yeah.
Scientist was...
No, that's the song, man.
Song, man.
Yeah, and the Scientist. But the Scientist is, yeah. And like, I've been often on the sesh, 5 in the morning, that one comes on, it's like... That's the one.
Coldplay are one of them bands, man. Everyone's had a moment with a Coldplay tune. Do you know what I mean? And we were training one day, and we were just chatting, and he was like, "What are you doing this summer?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, it's funny. I'm best man at a mate's wedding. I'm nervous as hell."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was like, "Oh," and he was talking to me about it, and I said, "They're a big fan of you."
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And he went, "Are you doing a speech?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Well, let's do a video for it."
Oh really? So it was his idea. You didn't stick it on him?
Nah, man, it's all his idea.
Oh wow.
And then I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, you're up for that, yeah.
And I remember this was early in the week,
like
on Monday, and he went to me, "Friday, we'll do one."
Amazing.
I said, "All right." And then on the Friday in the morning, he messaged me and went, "Come to these studios," gave me the address, and we'll do a...
Where was it? Air Studios in...
That's right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And then we walked in the room, and he wheeled out a piano.
Like you do.
Yeah. Just pulled a piano out of this sort of dark bit, pulled it out, and went to me, "Right, what we do?"
Yeah. What do you want to sing, Ben?
Yeah, and I went, "Right, their favourite songs are Science." That's exactly how it was, shaking and all that. Yeah. And he went, "What's their favourite song?" I went, "The Scientist." He went, "Right, you get the camera out." He said, "One take, freestyle it." Yeah. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then, so I had this on ice.
Yeah.
For months.
Yeah, you couldn't tell him.
No, I couldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of, like my sister.
Yeah.
I went, "Look, I've got this, right? I don't quite know how I'm going to do it in a speech. But what do you think?"
Yeah,
like,
how am I going to...
Yeah, how do I do
method
this?
of delivery.
Yeah, and she knows my mate. She's, you know, and she watched it and started crying.
Oh, serious?
And she was like, "That's amazing." Started bawling. I thought, "All right, sweet. I'm this is going to be a good one."
People crying already.
Yeah. So I got a big screen at the wedding.
Yeah.
And I tried to make out that I was going to sing the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, "I know you're a fan of, you know, this is your favourite tune, so I thought I'd sing it for you."
Yeah.
Put the telly on, and all the boys are there going, "Oh, what's he doing?"
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
here we go.
He's going to sing. Oh my God, what's he doing? And then, so I had it, and then if you watch the video, I spin it, but I introduce him, and the wedding place erupted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was a great success, man. Yeah.
Good.
It was great. And then I sent it to him after I played it. I sent it to him and went, "There you go, there's your video."
Yeah, that's good.
He sings a little song for him at the end. And
yeah.
Blinding, man.
Yeah, wicked.
Do you know what I mean? They were well chuffed with it.
Yeah, I bet. What a wicked wedding present, you know.
Yes.
You ain't going to be able to get that from anywhere else, proper unique, proper little moment in time.
That's what I wanted to do. So leading up to a wedding, I thought I want to do something special for his wedding. And then he
again, one of them moments that came to you rather than...
Yeah. So I thought, done.
How did it end up on YouTube?
I sent it to him.
Yeah.
He put it on his Facebook, and then
Oh, and then someone's chawed it from there.
Yeah. There's one. There's loads of different versions of it on YouTube, and there's one that's had like over 1 million views. On it.
Bet.
And I was having like that old chestnut. I went on and had a look at the comments underneath, and I just decided to turn it off. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But yeah, so it's all ended up on YouTube, and
And now, so you don't. You were saying he's in LA now, so you don't see him as often as you did.
No, I get
when he is over there.
Yeah. I mean, he's out there. His family relocated out there, and But you know, at that time, we were spending a lot of time together, man. We were training.
Little bromance.
Yeah. He took me to.
Is he as nice as he appears? Yeah.
Mate, bang on.
You can tell, can't you? He's like a genuinely lovely human being.
Bang on, mate. I can't fault the guy.
Because him and Liam made it up now, and I'm chuffed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they did a little thing together recently at one of the charity things. I think they did Live Forever together.
Yeah.
And I think Yarf apologised for everything that he'd said, but you know, it's like that inter-band banter, you know, because to a certain extent they've kind of taken off from Oasis, where they've had like worldwide stardom, and they've like done things where Oasis weren't able to, you know, like in the States and.
I remember asking Chris once. I said to him like, what was the catalyst for you in America?
Yeah.
You know, because they're worldwide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
Up there with whoever.
Yeah.
I said, what's the catalyst for that? Because that's the holy grail, isn't it? And he said, we got in a van, and for 2 years we drove around America, man.
Just getting their boat about.
Every bar, every club.
Isn't it?
Hard yards.
Yeah.
They did the hard yards.
Yeah. And that's where Oasis fell down, was they went to the States. They did Nebworth. Massive, you know, like a real spectacle, coming of age, you know, and then went to the States where they were relatively unknown and had to start from square one.
And weren't on it.
Yeah, and it was just like, no, let's just go back to the UK where, you know, and...
Because when Coldplay first did Parachutes, I remember my mate sending me it, going, these boys are mad, they're so good. Yeah. And I listened to it and like I was a Coldplay fan before I started training them, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
really?
It's a big privilege for me.
I remember doing the indie clubs back in the day, and Yellow being massive. I remember when I like started getting on it and stuff, like Trouble always used to come on like MTV. I remember being in Will's house up in Hampstead, and that being the tune that would just come on. And I was like, always like one of them ones that come down. I was like, oof. But yeah, man, and I think you're right. I think we've all kind of, you know, the songs are universal. A lot like Oasis, you know.
I think they come like we were saying with anything. It comes from quite a genuine place, you know. It's telling stories, and that's where music is failing at the moment.
Yeah,
it's just
no storytellers.
There's no storytellers out there. No, it's all sort of generic, you know, templates.
Yeah, I like the way that they continually reinvent themselves. You know, with the X and Y, and they came with all the colourful stuff. Bit like Oasis did with the Be In That, or where they had the phone box and this and that.
Touring is where it's at now, isn't it? It's where the money's at. And you go to a Coldplay gig and it's a spectacle.
Yeah, it's like a festival. They've got the lights and the ticker tape that comes down.
Yeah, they've got the wristbands.
Yeah,
it's an interactive experience.
Yeah.
And they're selling out stadiums.
And they're evolving, because that's what U2 did as well. They had this big, massive picture wall, and it was about, I think they did it via, I think it was either the Joshua Tree tour, where they've just done it recently, or the one before that. And they had like a big screen that comes out halfway to the centre of the auditorium, and you could see stuff, and they kind of performed either side of it. It was like almost transparent. Really interesting.
George Michael did a concert, one of his big tours a few years ago, and he had the big screen that went down like a river, and you know, it's all about the touring now, the live show, isn't it? It's all about the spectacle. So,
and apart from Chris, is there any other people of interest in your clientele worth mentioning?
Yeah, there's a few, but you know, it's
probably
why I train them all, is because you know,
you don't talk about
it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
client privilege. Is it client something or other?
Confidentiality.
Yeah. So,
but you know, it's once you start moving in circles like that, it's you do a good job with someone, and you'll move on.
And again, it's just that networking. Do you know what I mean? It's recommendation and results. When you get the results of somebody, then
they're a lot of the time those sort of those projects are very different than your general person that's walking in the gym. They've got a definitive goal.
Yeah.
Like I did a film with...
And I guess the reason and the motivation for doing it is going to be very different as well. Do you know what I mean? But like Chris, for example, would be like going on tour, being able to kind of, because it's hard graft, you know what I mean?
You can see why he's successful, because his drive is something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got this laser focus. If he wants to run a half marathon every Wednesday, he's running a half marathon every Wednesday.
Amazing. And it's having those anchors, because it must be... I just watched A Star Is Born. Have you seen it?
No.
So the main character in it, he's an alcoholic, and it's just like all of that downtime of before and feeling that void with alcohol. Do you know what I mean? And then so many musicians do, of kind of and to be
escapism and all.
To be able to be in that environment continually and still lead a relatively healthy life.
He breaks the mold, doesn't he? He's into sort of looking after himself. He's a yoga fanatic. He's into his training. So he's into.
So he's got the positive habits rather than the destructive ones.
And people buy into it, man. People
100%.
buy into it. They But you've got people like I train Meg Matthews. She's got her She's got a Meg's menopause movement going on.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Because I started following Davinia Taylor off of your recommendations. I think she also buys the cookies. And she's mad on the celery juice at the moment.
So she's got a big health kit going on.
And she inspired me to go and do the Lido. Did you see the
Lido? The cold water therapy stuff.
So she did that, because she's done that recently, the Wim Hof thing, but I saw her go and do the Lido, and I was thinking, a
few of the lads are doing that. The local Kentish boys are all jumping in the.
They do it every Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
I did get invited. And I was thinking, I'm not sure if I would because I wanted to be able to it would be me versus me rather than peer pressure to do it. So
there's nothing like jumping in ice cold water, innit?
And I really wanted to face my own fears and my own negative internal dialogue of because I kind of knew I could do it and I was gonna do it, but I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. So it was a little bit of having to talk yourself and then just getting on with it.
It's sort of almost like a life lesson, isn't it, or a life skill? It's like getting to the edge of something and then just going for it.
Yeah, it is, and to be able to overcome it. Because some of the stuff that I've been doing, it's just I have no idea, the podcast, how I'm gonna do it. But I'm just going to turn up and it's all going to come together.
And just do it.
And it's a little bit like what I shared last night about my future self. It's I know I can do it because I've already done it. But I'm not going to worry about it until the day. I'm now able to kind of emotionally file to say, right, I'm going to deal with it on the day. Future Jamie will deal with that. I won't worry about it. And it's been life-changing, that kind of technique.
The worst thing you can do is do nothing. Do you know what I mean? You either pass or you fail.
So many of us do, and this is really what I'm trying to inspire other people.
It's internal fear, isn't it? It's fear of failure.
Or not even that, it's lack of motivation or lack of self-belief, or so many people say, I really are inspired by your journey and da-da-da-da, and some people act on it and other people just watch and they're spectators and they want to be able to do more, but don't for whatever reason. And I want to show that a fat kid from Kentish can go on to do whatever he puts his mind to. And if I can do this, then why can't you? Whether it be a half marathon or climb a mountain or jump into the Lido. And, these things are just like what you say, little things that I want to do regularly, get myself out of my comfort zone, that are going to lead to bigger things. Do you know what I mean? Like doing habits. A podcast and so that's where I'm at, and that's where I kind of want to take this.
You sat there and thought, I want to do a podcast, I don't know how to do it, I'm going to get a couple of mics. Do you know what I mean? A couple of cameras.
I just bought the stuff, I didn't even set up the lights until the day of the first one. So I didn't have a clue whether they worked, how they went together, but I just trusted that and the fact that I've call it on with 3 other geezers, there's 4 of us sitting here, weren't even sure if 4 of us could sit on this couch, press the live button, see what happens.
Off we go.
Opened the bottle of champagne and then ended up going to the pub afterwards. You know what I mean? It's just one of those ones. So
I'm bang into podcasts. It's all I listen to. Do you know what I mean?
And this is the thing. You reached out to me and it's Jay, if you're doing a podcast, I want to be the health guy. Because at the beginning, when I started my thing, you didn't really understand it.
No.
And you was like, he's a fucking bit. He's a bit. I think he's a little bit crazy.
No, do you know? I was watching it, and because I knew you, I was thinking, right, what's he up to then?
Yeah.
You know? And then I was seeing your fitness journey. I related to it. I thought, all right, I see what he's doing. That's when I kept dropping you little messages, didn't I? What are you doing, mate? You know, you're on the right track.
Consistency is key.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. And then, because you didn't need to know too much. You just needed to just keep doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
Don't think of anything else. Started build the habits.
Yeah.
I did a cool little project. I worked with an actress called Kelly Wenham. She's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
She was cast in a film called Double Date, which was sort of
Moorish, these.
Black. There we go. It's real food. It's funny that, isn't it? You know, it's real food.
Love it.
So she was cast in this film. It was sort of a black horror comedy, if you like, and she had to play sort of a psychopathic female. And the director sent me a picture. Remember Terminator 2? Yeah. Terminator 2. Remember Sarah Connors?
Oh yeah.
Sent me a picture of her and a video of her doing chin-ups in the lunatic asylum. You know that iconic scene.
Yeah.
And he went, "This is what she has to look like."
Oh wow.
So we had 7 weeks and got cracking. Do you know what I mean? And we you know, got her in shape for the film. That was a real journey, a roller coaster journey. But she went, you know, all in, and she looked amazing for the film. And so you have, like, you know, people will come in and say, right, I have 7 weeks.
Yeah, so you set that deadline.
Yeah, and they're probably the most focused people you find.
Yeah.
Boxers have a fight, you know, so they'll come and they'll do sort of strength and conditioning for it. There's no messing around. You know, a singer might have a tour, or you know. Yeah. She had a film, but that was quite a cool one, because we lived in each other's pockets for, you know, 7 weeks. Yeah. And then she had a big premiere in Leicester Square for the film. And you know, and everyone was obsessed with, did you get in shape and all this.
Really?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So you're getting lots of shout outs.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the premiere of it.
Oh, so she just wheeled you up and then talked to him.
Yeah, the Q&A after.
Come with your card, like Shinobi.
Throwing it out there. Yeah. Packed cinema at the end, the Q&A, she stood up and the first question was, how did you get in shape? And she went, where's Ben? Yeah. And like the whole cinema clapped me and all that. It was mad. I was like hiding at the back. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you know. So you have as a PT, you have cool little projects you can do.
I bet.
You know, we're still mates now, and you know, she's still.
A lot of pressure, but then very rewarding when you're able to. And I guess where you went through your own thing with your, you know, your body weight down to
8.9% body fat.
Yeah. Then you obviously have been able to kind of incorporate that same kind of pressure and.
Yeah, I went through the journey myself, man. I know exactly how it feels. Yeah. You know what you have to do. The sort of the ups and downs, it's because it's a roller coaster ride, man. Yeah. Emotionally, it's just like, it's nuts. So if someone walks in off the street and goes, you know, I'm a doctor, I have 3 hours a week that I can exercise and I want to get, that's a very different proposition than Kelly saying to me, I've got 7 weeks and I'm going to live by your side and we're going to do it. So as a PT, you've got to manage those. That's a real skill that, like, you definitely learn through experience. You've got to manage those expectations, manage that journey. But it's good fun.
What advice would you give to me, bearing in mind my goals and my next goal is to get into so from XXL I now want to get into a large, and I've got like the thing. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how far I'm, but what would you what would, say for example I came to you and said I want to get into a size large. I'm still XXL now, though it is kind of quite baggy on me now. Probably not too far off an XL. What would your advice to me be?
I'd look at what you're doing now, and I'd look at that into as much detail as possible. See the progress you've made up till now, because you'd be coming to me from someone who's already making progress. Yeah. So I wouldn't have to change that much. No. If you were coming to me and you were at square one, or square minus 10, which a lot of people are, that's a different proposition. So where you are now, I'd look at what you're doing, what's worked, what hasn't, I'd look at your calories.
Yeah.
And then we'd start focusing on now where you're getting those calories from.
Yeah.
So we'd start looking into detail. You wouldn't be able to do that so much with someone who's at square one, because
No.
that's overwhelming.
Yeah, 100.
So you just teach them about sort of bringing their calorie intake down.
Mm-hmm. Or even becoming aware of their calorie intake. Some
aware.
people are just like, the calorie count in some corner of the internet that is so frowned upon.
Yeah.
But it's like maths. It's like, would you apply that same ethos to your bank account?
Yeah.
You'd just be overdrawn the whole time if you're spending more than you get in.
That's a James Smith line, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. He harps on that, and it's true. It's, weight loss, the fundamental of weight loss is calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
And then you look at it, you build it from there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're consuming too many calories, you ain't going to lose weight.
No.
It's like filling up your car with petrol, not driving it, and filling it up again. You're going to have an excess spill out of petrol.
And I've noticed that because people say, oh, go to the gym and eat what you want. It's not true. Like, you cannot eat what you want and still go to the gym. Because even if you go to the gym, even like a 5k run is only like 350 calories.
In what context? If you want to lose weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eat what you want.
No, exactly.
No.
Yeah, and some people think, if you just go to the gym, then you can eat what you want, but that is categorically not true.
The vast majority of people that go to the gym traditionally are people that go to the gym so they can live the way they live, and it makes them feel better. They're getting a bit fitter, and they don't feel guilty then about
overindulging.
Whatever they're doing in life. But the group, because of the internet and the information now is so readily available, people are becoming much more educated off their own backs.
Yeah.
That group of people that want real results is growing and growing massively. So, if you're looking at weight loss, calories in, calories out, focus on that first.
Yeah.
And then once you've got that under your belt, then you focus on where you're getting those calories from.
Yeah.
So that would probably be where I would start with you now. We'd get a little bit more in depth about where the calories are coming from, what macronutrients, what they mean, when to eat them.
Yeah.
So you can start looking a little bit more in detail about it.
That's what I struggle with, to be honest, is where I get my calories from.
Yeah.
I also started intermittent fasting. Where are you at with that?
Has benefits.
Yeah.
The main benefit that it has for the general population is it restricts your calorie intake.
Yeah, so it is just you miss a meal, then you've got just 2 meals to consume 2,100 calories rather than 3 meals, it's just giving you a shorter window, therefore you're less likely to consume that amount of calories.
Exactly. So if someone's not looking at it in depth, they'll take their day of eating and they'll chop a portion of it off.
Yeah.
Right? That's where people start. So all of a sudden you restrict your calories.
Yeah.
Your calories have come down. So now you're eating in a shorter window.
Mm-hmm.
Generally people do that chop in the evening as well.
Yeah.
Which is at a time when you most likely are going to eat the bad calories.
Yeah.
So just making that change, that chop, bang. Intermittent fasting, you might eat your dinner at 5 and that's it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you've got now 5 hours where you'd be shoveling calories in, bored on the sofa. So that's the main benefit of fasting. It has many other benefits.
Yeah.
Digestion, there's massive movement that fasting helps with mental clarity and things like this. There's so many.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, there's so many different benefits, but the main thing, if you're talking about weight loss, is intermittent fasting helps you reduce your calorie intake.
I noticed that my eating habits were exactly that, habits rather than I was actually hungry. So when I started the intermittent fasting, I then noticed that I was going to the fridge or going to the cupboard, and of course then I was like, I'd catch myself, and it's like I'm not actually going to eat anything.
Yeah.
And I was eating out of convenience rather than me needing food and I was hungry.
Yeah, so you weren't eating proper food, you were eating shite.
Yeah.
And it was probably emotional based. You were bored.
100.
Something that annoyed you.
I'm a massive emotional eater.
Yeah.
And that's
so
what I
you
talk
would benefit hugely from intermittent fasting, simply that it would help you deal with that whole issue of emotionally eating, over consuming calories, generally at a bad time of the day, so the evening where you're not moving, so you're sitting down. So intermittent fasting is a really good tool to use.
Yeah. To get some kind of self-control and discipline.
Yeah, 100%. And then, so if you implement just that alone, you'll start getting, pretty good.
Yeah.
benefits.
I notice in the evenings is when because I normally reach for like all fancy sweeter stuff.
Yeah.
So now I've been getting strawberries and blueberries rather than having like chocolate, or I mean even then I've changed to green and blacks 85% cacao rather than you know, like crappy chocolate, to the point that, again, and this is another big thing that I'm kind of trying to promote and talk to people about, is when you're healthy eating and exercising, it's almost like momentum, and it's like becoming in tune with that good stuff. And say for example you go out and you do have a 2-day bender like I did recently, it's taken me 2 to 3 weeks to get back into good standing with my body. And then you really, it's not just about the money that you spend, it's also about the health consequences, the negative self-talk, the lack of motivation, and it's not just about
self-loathing.
Exactly. And it really kind of knocks you out of sync, and then you don't start from the beginning because your recovery is a lot quicker. However,
physically you don't start from the beginning, but mentally you often go back to that square one where you're like, I've messed it all up. You know, I can't. You're getting the sugar cravings. You've got to now think about chopping your calories down. It's a massive shift back to where you had to be. So, but the thing is as well, life is life. So you're walking in off the street wanting a lifestyle change and long-term sort of lasting results. It's very different than someone who's got 8 weeks to do it. So you can have your days off. Don't worry too much about if you miss them, you know, you fudge up a meal, or you have a weekend where you're out and about, and it doesn't matter. Then you just get back on the wagon. Yeah,
I noticed that, and your body almost, I'm not sure if it is muscle memory, but your body kind of just picks up where you left off, and it's just like, so now we're back into what it is we do.
You know,
it starts to respond accordingly.
If you 80% of the time, you know, implement those fundamental habits of moving more, eating more nutrient-dense food, stop eating and drinking empty calories, man-made foods. You just start, you know, implementing those habits. Then weekends off, days off, holidays, they don't really matter. You know, because it's you're implementing a lifestyle change that's manageable.
And being the man that kind of helps others and gives advice, what does your fitness regime look like? Because I know that you go and do classes, for example, like up at Craig's moving place. That looks really cool. Apart from that, and I also, do you go to Gabby's XL Pilates from time to time?
Yeah, we get a bit of Pilates on the go. So we've got XL Pilates in Chalk Farm. So you know, that's more like homework for me. So you know, I'm stiff in certain parts, and you know, I need strengthening in certain parts. Gabby's definitely someone that I'd go and see. She's got a little Pilates studio down there. It's a cool little place. She's
smashing it, isn't she? She's in Vogue. She's doing really well, man. It's really, again, really inspiring watching her journey of watching her business grow.
She's on an honest journey, you know. She's out there helping people through Pilates.
And she, again, like you know, where you're so centered in the ethos of what you want to create. She's got, you know, is it original Pilates from, you know, authentic Pilates. I'm not sure what. Classical. That's it. That's the word I was looking for.
So there's many different types. So she's got her thing. She's got a great little studio down in Chalk Farm that at the Fitness Mosaic. So I recommend anyone's considering Pilates, definitely get yourself down there.
So I remember going to a Pilates class at the gym, and I was like, oh, this isn't what I've seen on from Gabby's studio, because she's got like the reformer and stuff like that. And now they do have the reformer, at because I go to Virgin Active in Islington, and they've recently got reformers, and I was like, this is the proper Pilates. But there was one where they were doing Pilates without anything. I was like, well, what is this? Do you know what I mean?
You do, like, I've only really done it with Gabby, but you go and do proper Pilates, it's tough, man.
It is.
It is. There were some exercises when I started with her, I was like, you're on the wind up, 100%. You've got like fluffy handcuffs on.
Well, because you're a PT, she probably like proper put you
she done me.
So you come here and like, alright, let's see how strong you really are.
No, that's exactly it. She put me in my place big time, humbled me. Do you know what I mean? But it's great. And I definitely see the benefit of it. I go and, if I want to get the sweat on and not really think about what I'm doing, I go and see Craig. I get down to Move in London, down in Camden.
So he's another one. We went to school with him, right? And I know his brother was a lot older than us.
Brett and Craig
because he was a boxer as well at some point, wasn't he, Brett?
He used to be a pro boxer. They're good old friends of mine, good friends. I've seen Craig grow that from an idea, sitting with me having a coffee. and it evolved into this idea. And he's ended up opening. Have you been down there?
No, not yet, and I really want to go down. And that's going to be one of my things. You know what I mean? Is to go and experience something new, because I did the whole Fight Club thing. I've done Pilates. I want to go down and see Gabby as well, to have like a proper class.
These are all people that are on an honest journey. Do you know what I mean? I keep saying it, but like Craig's thing is he just wants to get people fit.
Yeah.
Do you know? And he's got his little studio down there, and they do boxing, cycling, rowing, and circuits in like a nightclub format.
Yeah.
So the lights are going, the music's pumping.
Yeah, it looks wicked, man.
Mate,
I saw, I think, an Insta ad, and I think it was Melanie Sykes talking about it. So I think she goes down. And it looks super cool. It's just like, you're right, a nightclub. Yeah. And I think there's boxing,
rowing,
yeah,
bikes and circuits, but they got the aqua bags for the water. But
is that what it is? Yeah, because I wondered, I wasn't sure what that is.
So you can lever them and it doesn't hurt your
hands.
Oh
really? So it's water inside that.
Yeah.
Because it looks super shiny. I was thinking, oh, is it like?
Yeah, you can give it someone then and not hurt your hands.
Yeah, amazing.
Because I go and do the half-hour lunchtime class on a Wednesday a lot, and he murders me, man. And you don't have to think. You go in. You're part of a community in there as well. So everyone, and that's what I love about. And I really value kind of the community that we're in, like Gabby, like Craig, and others that are in our kind of immediate. Hence why I want to have as many people on as possible that are, taking their, all of these things are coming from an idea, and it's about turning ideas into assets and then being able to serve people. You want to be able, people make sure that they have, really good food, and it goes back to what we were saying, isn't it? The people that fail are the ones really that don't do anything.
Yeah.
So all these people, you've got Craig, you've got Gabby. There's other like a friend of mine, Lawrence, has Metabolic down in Camden. There's all these ideas that are springing up, but these are people that have gone out and done it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
so tell me a little bit about that. What's Metabolic?
So that's another like group fitness class down in the bottom of Camden, and same sort of thing. He's got his little ethos. They do a lot of sort of circuits. And it's just getting the community together and training. Yeah. And that's down in Mornington Crescent.
Amazing.
The thing is as well is all these guys are sort of complementing each other as well.
Yeah.
It's like everyone. There's a wide spectrum of exercise you can do, and there's no right or wrong.
No.
Even if you find something you enjoy, and these guys are all doing their own thing. And
I really like the name Moving as well, because it is just about getting people moving.
That's his thing. Just getting people moving.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Do you know what
Amazing.
I mean? You go there, you're doing upper body class, a lower body. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah. And apart from the classes, what else? Like, what does your fitness? Do you work out every day?
Yeah, every day. So I work out a lot.
And can you work? Because I'm at a point now. It's like if I do like a big workout in the gym, then I feel like I need to take a day off. Like, should I be exercising every day, or?
In my opinion, you should do something every day, whatever that is. If it's a walk.
Well, I try and walk everywhere, like to the station now, and
that's exercise, man. And humans are designed to move.
Yeah.
You've got to move every day. There's an old sort of phrase in fitness: you either move it or you lose it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you have to move. So if you're active every day, whatever that is, then as a PT, if talking to a client, I'm happy.
Yeah. Because I was looking at my own journey, because I use the whole Instagram thing almost like a diary, where I do a lot of self-assessment, and I was looking at my activity and I was more active last year with a lower level of fitness, where I was gymming, running, where now I feel like maybe I go a lot harder in the gym or on the runs that I don't know, do I need to recover?
It's funny you say that, because that would be sort of when we're talking about how I would move you forward, we would start thinking about how you're using your time.
Yeah.
So you've done the hard bit and you've implemented that sort of foundation of moving all the time, exercising. That's half the battle done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got the habit now. It's part of your routine. You're into it.
Yeah.
Now we'd be looking at how you use that time, and one of the things I would say would be playing around with variables like intensity of training.
Yeah.
So instead of going to the gym every day, I'd say let's chop it to 4.
Yeah.
And we'd look at exactly what you're doing in those 4 sessions now.
Yeah.
So, if I would have come that to you a year ago, overwhelming.
Yeah, 100.
You'd be like,
now you're used to it. It's like, now look at what you're doing.
Yeah. So you got your calories. Now let's look at where we're getting those from.
Yeah.
And when we eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got your movement, you've got your exercise. Now let's look at what you're doing, when you're doing it. How can we improve those variables?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why it's a process.
Yeah, it is, man.
But we were talking about, if someone walks in and says, just tell me what to do, it never works.
No.
You need to have that.
Find out what it is they want to achieve, how they want to get there.
And you need to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool. And obviously, so you came to me again about being the health specialist on the podcast. Of course, you know, that's very kind. And
I saw what you were doing. I saw a podcast and I thought, listen, man, I want to get involved.
Yeah, it is the future.
Yeah.
It is the future. You know, it's like you don't need to go to the BBC or ITV now. You can have your own TV show. You can buy stuff off of Amazon. You know, probably, what's the camera? 600 quid. The lights are probably about 70 quid. I've got all sorts of other contraptions. This is the thing. I bought the MacBook Pro. I've worked out I didn't actually need to buy the MacBook Pro, much to my but I'm sure I'll use it later on. $2,000 for the MacBook Pro, and then probably all of the props and books or whatever, which I probably owned already. Probably looking at another 500 quid. I mean, that's just because because I consume most content visually, and I like to watch it rather than listen to it. Other people like to listen to it, hence why we're using the microphones as well. And it's about it's about that frictionless delivery of content. Of some people will like to listen, some people will prefer to watch it.
I listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, same. And I learn a lot from it because I feel it's also educational as well.
And he has cool guests on, and I listen to it when I'm out and about. I listen to it in the car, and I watch it when I'm at home.
Yeah.
So you've got the different mediums to take on.
That's what I said. I came to you originally. I said, look, I'm doing this thing. It's going to be massive. And you were like, oh, he's fucking off his head. And I was like, look,
do you know what? I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Of course. And I almost had to beg you to sell me some cookies.
Yeah.
I was like, send me the fucking cookies, however much you want for them. I'm eating this fuel bar. It tastes like plasticine. I said, you know, and I want to promote, because so many of us promote these celebrities that we don't know, and that we don't know personally, like Pretty Green, Liam Gallagher, you know, all of the Kylie stuff, the lip, you know. Not enough of us buy from each other or invest in each other, you know. Hence why I wanted for you to come on and talk about other people that are doing bits.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's been great, and we do need to invest in each other. Do you know what I mean? Because it starts with us, and it's going to get to a point. The high street is already, you know, and online business is starting to kind of, especially in towns a bit further away, where everything is going online.
Yeah. So
online business, online, you know, e-commerce. We had Colby on in the week. That was really interesting. Of how did you watch it? Yeah. And so he's an Amazon reseller.
That's a sort of interesting little model, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like retail arbitrage. And you can get an app, and you can literally just go. People sell stuff from the pound shop. They go in the pound shop and they scan it. If it's going for eBay more than that, then they flip it.
Yeah.
And I want to do something with the kids tomorrow, depending on what the weather's like, of their old toys or anything that, you know, instead of just putting it on eBay, literally set up a stall outside, have a cake sale. You know, it's like the old school, you know, American lemonade stand. And there's not enough of us doing it. We've got everything that we need. The internet is making it so much easier to connect. It allows us to put out our message. You know, your content is really good as well.
Yeah, do you know, over the last year, I've put a lot of thought into it, and sort of, you know, I understand the value of you know, what you put out there on social media. Yeah. Is your brand, really, and you have to, you know, have real thought into every.
Have you done any ads yet? Facebook or Instagram ads?
I played around with it, but I don't fully understand it.
Yeah,
you know,
same.
Had to sort of get the maximum return out of it.
Yeah, because I did the video of me getting into the pool, and because it cuts off just before I got in, I had so many people then come to my page to see whether I got in or not. Yeah, and that was completely accidental. Because I didn't really, I thought
you learned the value of the
I did, it did, and it really made me think about my content.
Is he going to do it? Is he not?
You know what I mean? Exactly. So then it was just, holy moly, I had 3,800 people visit my page from that one ad, and I was like, but then I tried to do it on Facebook, and because there's swear words, me getting in going, oh my God or whatever, they declined it. So I said, let me see what it's like. But Gary Vee is, and I'm not sure if you do much personal development.
I've got friends that are into it.
Yeah.
I watch it from the periphery.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but I'm not bang into it. But
no.
He's an interesting bloke.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
He can be quite abrasive, because at the beginning I thought, what
he's
a fucking arsehole.
He's charismatic.
I didn't really get it, and I was almost like in denial. I was like, how dare he be so arrogant? But when you really
no one cares about your feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's amazing.
No one cares about you.
But when you get beyond yourself and your ego,
yeah.
you can say, and he is all about kindness and compassion, and he will. Like, if I probably asked him to come on the podcast, if he was over, he would dedicate time to it, and he gives to the little guy, which is really good. And someone likened him recently to Robin Hood, of like taking from the picture and giving to the poor, because he wants to educate everyone how to use social media to create a business or a brand, or to live life on your terms. You don't have to work for somebody else. You don't have to, you know.
Do you know, it's funny. It's so true, and the world is more like that than ever, I feel.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've run my own business since I was 19. I can't work for anyone.
Yeah.
I remember I was working in the gym, and this woman was giving me stick because I didn't check the temperature of the swimming pool, and I thought, fuck this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having this, fuck this.
Well, so she had a go at you?
Yeah, she had a pop at me, and I was on my case all day about the temperature of the pool, and then I was like, I ain't checking that. Like, she's telling me. And it was kind of that catalyst where I thought, I can't work for no one, man.
I had a similar experience.
Do you know what I mean?
I had a hiatus, shall we say, from working. And I was earning money outside of work, probably
Say
not
no
legitimately, and then tried to go back to employment.
Not happening.
And I went and I did 2 weeks training. This was at Dialophone. It was like a call centre, and I got there, and so I went and sat in, and the woman came over and said, "You're late." I said, "Pardon?" She said, "You're late." I said, "It's 8:07. I don't start till 8:15. Well, you don't know. You know that you don't start until you put your headset in. I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." So she just stood over me, so I felt obliged to put my headset in. Put my headset in. Of course, a call comes through. My computer wasn't on, so I couldn't see the details of the call. And
so all of a sudden you started early.
Yeah, because she'd put me under pressure. And then I just like basically started to go because she was over me, and I said, so the woman wanted to cancel her contract, and I said, "Oh, what do I do?" And she said, "Well, you shouldn't have put your thing in." I said, "But you have put me under pressure to take the call, because you said that there was a lot of calls coming through." And I said, "Oh, do you know what? I can't do this." Unplugged my headset, slung it out. I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." So I had to go and tell my mum that what did I say? Like one of my sorry, Mum. One of my references was not great from my last employer, and that they had to terminate my contract of employment. And but I got into such a habit that why was I gonna put up with 8 hours of that when I could walk to the end stairs and earn 50 quid illegitimately?
Yeah.
And
that's a problem for a lot of kids.
My mindset had changed so much that it was like, how do I then go back to employment and be encroached upon like that? Do you know what I mean?
We grew up in Kentish Town, so we were surrounded by that sort of stuff from kids. But when you look at actually, a lot of these people that aren't gainfully employed, if you like, a lot of them have such entrepreneurial spirit, man. They've got a product, whatever that is, and they're buying it for X amount and they're selling it for X amount.
Yeah.
There's an entrepreneurial spirit there that could be harnessed in such a positive way.
Oh, 100.
I always look at big issue sellers.
Yeah.
Come on now, some of them guys, there's one that's... So it's they're salesmen, aren't they? They've got a product, they buy it for X, they sell it for X. And they're characters, do you know what I mean?
They are.
It's, I'll...
You alright, Dids?
How you looking?
Anything to do?
Nothing to do.
Do you want to come out of the way? You're either going to come and sit down with us, otherwise you're going to muck it all up, innit, G?
Yeah, so, to sort of wrap up, if you like, we're all on our own journey, aren't we? And,
we are, and I think that's what's, the one takeaway from today was on this journey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's about, I think we're all kind of...
whatever you're trying to build, you've got to focus on why you're doing it. That needs to be the number one.
And is that the advice that you would give to anyone that wants to start their own business?
Yeah, that was given to me by a friend of mine called Simon, who's given me some real valuable advice about business. He's like, focus on why.
Yeah.
And it really
that's a massive thing, isn't it? People's whys.
Yeah. So focus on why.
Yeah.
And don't waver from that, and that's what I've always done.
Yeah.
Focus on why you're doing it. Then what is it you do? Yeah. So focus on why, then what.
Yeah.
And then how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting you did that. I did that this week. I did a mind map of 2019, what I want to accomplish this year and how I want next year to start. And that was exactly the...
And most people focus from the outside in. How am I going to do this? And
yeah,
it's not bad that will evolve.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that journey will change. You always stick to why. So we talk about like my mission with Health Kitchen. That'll never change.
Yeah.
Never change. And then I'll try and facilitate that as however I can. You know.
It's amazing, man. Cool. Well, I think we've spoken for long enough now. To the point that Sid's come to join us. Anything to do, Sid?
Nothing to do.
No?
Liberty.
We're going to watch the Arsenal now. Come on, the Arsenal.
Oh, no, they're dirty red, Sid. We don't. He's a dirty red. We don't knock about.
Yeah.
So talking about Arsenal, we'll finish with some quick fire questions. Oasis or Blur?
Oasis.
Stones or the Beatles?
Beatles.
Arsenal or Tottenham?
Arsenal, obviously.
City or United?
United.
Simpsons or Family Guy?
Simpsons.
Love or fear?
Love.
Optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Yes. And I said that I would do it, so I've got to ask you, can you play, bro?
Guitar.
Yeah.
I'm not going to embarrass myself.
if you what's your song? What's the one song you can play?
Trouble.
Is
Coldplay.
it? Can you?
100%. No, I can't, but I'd love to.
Oh, you'd love to?
Yeah. Go on YouTube. Chris did a MTV Unplugged. You know, it's a piano-based tune. He done it on the guitar. Banging.
Yeah. Really?
Banging.
Do you ever ring him out your nut?
Nah.
Oh, Liberty, that's what I'd do, man.
What would you say?
What's that? You coming out? No, I don't know. Obviously, you got that relationship with him, but I always think to myself like.
We have a chat. I remember when the Olympics was on, the London Olympics. We were having a bit, you know. We were chatting sort of offline about all that, and yeah, no, I don't ring him out my nut. I don't get out my nut.
No, that's good. I do from time to
TT.
time. Yeah, of
Never
course.
get out my nut.
You're a laugh.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been really good to catch up with you, Ben.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for being on, and of course you're going to come back as a guest at a later date when we start doing, more health-related ones.
It'd be a pleasure anytime.
Yeah, because I've got somebody who wants to come and talk about their experiences with DMT.
Yeah. Controversial.
Very,
Listened to a podcast the other day with Tyson on Joe Rogan. They have a good chat about DMT.
Do they?
Tyson's been using it from
Mike
day one.
Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's been on that from day one.
Really?
Yeah, listen to it. It's interesting.
Oh,
he was like a trained killer from day one.
Yeah.
He had to like balance the scale.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he was experimenting.
But it's supposed to give you a really enlightened experience, and it's supposed to allow you to see reality how it really is.
Like ayahuasca vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad. Cool.
I think you have to be in a place to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
You have to be in the right environment, in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
Otherwise you might open doors that you can't shut.
Yeah. And then people say that about all hallucinogenics, don't they?
Yeah.
Or all drugs in general, or any mind altering substances.
Yeah. I mean it's a scary place to be, isn't it? If you're in that moment and you're not in a good place, I can imagine it's
100, because it amplifies anything that you're going through there and then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hence why when people want to, and I read something really interesting yesterday. It's like if you need drink or drugs to kind of get through your life, then you really need to have a word with yourself.
Yeah.
But society has drummed it into us that cigarettes less so is less kind of I bought cigarettes for the homeless guy this morning that I want to have on another one of my projects. I thought he would want food, but he didn't. He wanted cigarettes. He's like, oh no, I don't need anything to eat.
Yeah.
Have you got any change? I said, no, I've only got my contactless, so I have to buy you something at the shop. So
cigarettes are a habit, aren't they?
Yeah. So he said, oh no, go and get me some cigarettes. So I was like, Benson Blue. I was like, what do they look like? Thinking that I'd be able to point them out. Cigarettes now have all got just pictures of rotting lungs on them, and so there's no branding anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you pick one over the other? So most people that smoke now will stick with their brand throughout the whole time because there's no kind of differentiating them anymore. And I guess people that start smoking, like young ones, will probably smoke either the cheapest or what their parents smoked, you know, or however they're introduced to them, and then that will be their brand. It really got me thinking, one, about branding, but two, about the homeless guy. And I mean,
drugs and alcohol is escapism, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas smoking is.
And that book there, Outwitting the Devil, and it says that drink and drugs and cigarettes is the biggest waste of money. And it's like people that drift and don't have any purpose, 9 times out of 10 will turn to those kind of substances to forget about their mediocre life. And people that are not living life to their full potential will go to those things.
So like, statistically, a lot of homeless people aren't homeless because they're on drugs. They're on drugs because they're homeless. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they're escaping the situation they're in. Yeah.
So, and hence why you wouldn't blame someone. You know, I've sat and had a, chat with a guy recently at King's Cross, and I had to take, because I was sitting on the ground with him, and with my sciatica I had like 2 codeine. He was like, "Oh, give us some of that." He took every single one. I was like, "Fucking hell, that's about 12." And I said, "You're going to be like itching." He was like, "Don't care." It was just about changing his state, just escaping or feeling something that he's not right now, just not being present, not feeling the pain. Being aware of his reality. And even just sitting there and this is what I really want to get across when I start to do the podcast interview, if you like, is to have a camera on us, but also have a camera between us facing out, so you can see other people's reactions to us being on the ground. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be really interesting, man. But
nice.
Anyway, it's been lovely catching up, and we will speak soon, because you're going to be back on the podcast when we have more health related ones. So you're up for that. You're going to start putting that content, because I know you spoke about it before. You were talking about, "Oh, Jay, I really know I should," and that's when you really recognise the power of social media. It's like, lovely holiday, mate. I was like watching it like EastEnders.
Mate, that was a turning point for me. Do you know what? I love Disneyland, I've got a little daughter, I can't wait to take her there. You took your family to Disneyland, I was watching it every day. It's got to a point where I was sitting on my sofa, and I was like, let me see what they're up to. So I went on because I know you, and I was just watching your holiday, and it was like someone was watching the telly, I was watching you, and just seeing what you were up to every day, and I thought, it clicked in my head. I thought, hold on a minute.
We're now paying more attention to these smartphones than we are to TV.
I messaged her and I went, "I'm watching you like it's EastEnders."
No, I bumped into you in Tottenham Court Road.
That's right.
I went into the Scientology Centre.
Did you?
Yeah. I tried to buy a book, and they tried to like upsell me to a course, and I was like, "No, this is too much." And this is the thing. I've got a young guy that's also going to be on. I'd like to have him properly here, but I don't think he's going to come over anytime soon. But I met with a young guy called Paul, and I took a photo with him when I was in the States. We follow each other. No, Sid, we're on a podcast, bro. Turn the sound down. Oh, blimey, you got no chill, have you?
You changed me to Minecraft.
Good. And he's a Scientologist, and he drove all the way down from Clearwater. And when I got into Kabbalah, I looked at all of the negative stuff about Scientology. He gave me a completely different thing of it. I was like, he was super, super polite, super grateful, super.
Is it a religion?
Well, this is the controversy.
If it is, it's like anything that's open to your own interpretation.
Of course, that's with anything, and I don't want to go into that now, but he really made me think about it differently, because I was 100% sure that it was sinister and it's a business. Yeah. But when I studied Kabbalah, I saw some stuff that I wasn't entirely,
like anything, man. You take what you want and you.
This is it. So the tools that and the fundamentals, and but that's going to be on at a later date, and can't wait to have you back.
We'll be back anytime.
Isn't it?
Nice one.
Nice one. There you go, Dids. You can make as much noise as you want now, my G.